Hello, guys. Okay, I just got the tweet out. Do me the favor, chat. Go give it some love. We'll be getting started here in just a second. Okay, I believe we are good to go. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. There we go. Okay. Is our deal call 3 tomorrow or Friday? It is Friday. Hopefully I'm feeling better. So let's talk. Basically, I wasn't sick. I've just kind of been in a funk, chat. And I'm not really sure why, but I have been. Run down. I mean, Trubs has talked to me throughout this, and he's saying I probably am struggling with burnout. I don't think it's that. I think it's probably a lot of things, and doing a lot of introspection lately. So I don't know. It may be a case of I might, for the first time in my life, actually be depressed. It's not something that I ever thought would happen to me, but I find myself questioning why I'm doing literally anything right now and whether or not any of it matters. And I'm not really sure what to say about that. It's, in all honesty, a big reason why I haven't been live. It's I haven't felt like it. I haven't been sure of what to say about it, and I haven't really felt up to it or felt like it was worth anything. Existential crisis, kind of, right? Like I had a existential crisis basically back when I was in college. You could call it a midlife crisis if not for not being midlife. But it like, and I know how that feels, and it is similar. It's very similar because I felt the same way after I graduated college, and I just was not sure what the heck I wanted to do with my life, which is a weird feeling to have after you graduate college. You feel like you should have a clear goal in mind and you should know what you're doing by that point in time. I didn't. To a large degree, I'm still not sure I do. It's just a thing, right? And you know, I feel like I've tried to broach the subject a couple of times with you guys on stream. Not, you know, like all here recently, but like, you know, I'd say like probably over the past like year or two. And it's funny because every time I do, there's almost always somebody in chat that makes some sort of snarky, dumbass comment that's like, and like, for instance, I can remember the last time it happened. Someone was like, when is he going to talk about the news? When is he going to talk about like this thing that happened? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. That's the best thing I can say to those people. But I think I've just been thinking a lot about the future and the present, and not so much about the past, but the past is there, right? Like me thinking about the past is in the sense of streaming content and where we've been, and like kind of my accomplishments in that sense. But then in the present, I look at things and I kind of look at the state of FGO right now. I don't think it's good. I actually think FGO is probably in the worst position it's ever been in. And I'm not trying to say this to like doom and gloom so much as I'm just kind of pointing out like this is my analysis of the situation. I think that's in large part due to the fact that Ordeal Call 3 is just planned horrifically. And that's me putting it lightly. I do think that is at least part of the reason that you guys are seeing the schedule acceleration. People will say it's like, oh no, it's because they wanted something for Kilmoff. People will say it's they got done ahead of time. I don't really care what the reason is, but the fact remains that like this schedule pacing was just utterly terrible for like the flow of the game. There's been nothing to do on JP outside of like, hey, look, hey, they finally like added a new banner, or they finally, you know, like gave, you know, King Protea an upgrade or something like that. It's like, that's cool. I can talk about that. There's no actual content to play. And that's not good. That's not how it should be, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think my stream numbers right now kind of prove it. If this were a like big impactful week, everybody would be here already. Everyone would have been chomping at the bit. Everyone would have been like, oh my god, you know, like I can't wait to hear about the news and hear Cat talk about it. But it's not been the case. And that definitely doesn't help things. NA has not been particularly good either in that regard. We kind of know the schedule on NA, and it's par for the course. And this is sort of the schedule content that I warned you guys about in the past, that like NA is going to start getting to basically the JP pacing, where it's 3 weeks for each event. There's not a whole lot going on in between that time. And you just kind of end up in a like comfortable but very like low effort schedule. And I don't hate the fact that it's low effort, but as a content creator, when you're trying to make content, you're like, okay, so what do I do now? Well, there's like not much that's relevant to talk about, right? So that's something to continue to grind, but for the fact that it's been nothing is kind of insane. Oh yeah, no, they'll never reset or anything like that. Shortcake, thank you for the year, appreciate it. And also Shadow, thank you for the 5 years I just saw. Congratulations and thank you for all the support. And I mean that when I say that, guys. I really do appreciate the support. But I think it's time that I shake things up. And how that shakeup is going to be will remain to be seen. But I'm not okay with the way things currently are. That's why I wanted to talk with you guys here a little bit. I love FGO. I love streaming. So it's weird that I don't feel like it sometimes. I've never felt like that in my entire streaming career. I have had times where like, yeah, there was like burnout. I was just tired, right? This isn't that. And I don't really know what to say as to like how I've gotten into this position and how I feel the way that I have felt, right? Um, I can say this, uh, behind the scenes, things have kind of been atrocious for me. For the past like month, basically was dealing with crap without having my heartburn medication. That just sucked. I've been dealing with a lot of pressure from work as we were trying to hit deadlines. And as a result, I was just stressed out of my mind from that. I haven't been having to work the extra long hours at least, but it's left me drained and just not like not as patient or as tolerant towards people. That in turn has caused drama. I hate drama. I don't like it in any way, shape, or form. But the truth of the matter is that I have been both involved in and the cause of drama here of late. And I don't want that to be the case. Part of that is I think that like I don't see the same support that I used to in the past. I have people that help me with things. I have people that basically prop me up to a large degree and help me to continue to do what I do. And I am always thankful and appreciative of those people. But honestly, for a long time, it's just felt like I'm losing friends. I don't have relationships with people that I used to have anymore, and I feel increasingly more isolated. And I hate that. I don't want to be that way. But it's the truth of the matter. I think a lot of that comes down to there's a lot of people that have kind of tested my patience, violated my trust, and basically done dumb things in my direction over the years. And that has made me jaded, made me a little bit cloistered and not as willing to be open with people and put myself out there. I've seen you. You've been a pleasure to watch. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I can say this, that I've talked with people at this point. I've asked for their advice. They've given me their 2 cents. And I kind of broke the mold this time around. I didn't ask the same old people that I normally do ask. But they're people that, to a degree, I trust. Okay? And the general advice that I got is that I have to change something. And I agree with them. Something has got to give. I don't know what that something is. But I suspect it has to be stream. I'm not quitting streaming or anything like that. Not at least for the foreseeable future. But I do think I'm probably going to take a more relaxed and like variable schedule with you guys. I don't think every day is going to be FGO anymore. And I don't think I'm going to stream every weekday anymore. I'll still try to cover FGO as much as I can. But I think I'm going to try to force myself at least once a week to just take a day off in the middle of the week. To that degree, I also don't know that I'm going to keep posting schedules. Because as much as I like to post the schedule and keep y'all informed and actually have a plan, I think it's had an adverse effect on stream. I think people show up to the streams that they care about and they don't show up any other day. I think people are very quick to leave stream the second stream is not something they immediately care about. And that sucks. That is, and I really gotta say this, chat. Nobody likes to hear this, but That is super demotivating for me as the streamer. Just watching as, all right, like I'm done doing this analysis or I'm done talking about this subject, and just watching the numbers go down. People say that streamers should not care about their numbers. Those people are stupid and wrong. And it's the truth of the matter. For you to be a good streamer, you need to care about your numbers. You need to watch them. You need to analyze them. I understand the side of you can't let it get to you, but it does. And I think that's something that will never change. You are always going to be influenced by your numbers. The thing that I try to tell myself in the moment is not to let it get to me, because I still have the obligation to the people that are here and watching me. And I do try to provide the best content that I can for you guys. But I do think on the flip side, after I hit that in stream button, I think to myself, well, that fucking sucked. And there's nothing that can be done to help that sort of thing. It's just the nature of the beast. But that's where I think part of this is on myself. Part of it is on the expectations that I have set, and essentially the pattern of how I have performed over the years. So I think shaking that up and changing that will be a good thing for me. It's also to the point that I have so much responsibility in various things that I have tried to do that I don't have time for the things that I actually, want to do. I don't get to play games that I want to play sometimes. I literally watch my friends play stuff, and I'm not going to say I can't play with them, but there are things that I just simply will never be able to do because I don't have the free time that they have. Simultaneously, I basically end up always behind on all my chores IRL. And I'm not where I want to be physically or like emotionally in terms of relationships with people that I care about either. I've sacrificed a lot to stream because it's my passion. But when the passion stops paying off, I think that's a good sign for me to scale it back. It's difficult to find the words to say this stuff, but it's the truth that I'm trying to tell you guys. I think going forward as well, I'm no spring chicken. I've already, as of this week, created a dating profile for myself, and I'm going to start trying to put myself out there. So I think that's the other reason that I'm going to try to free up my schedule. I need to do something to put myself out there, or I'm never going to find anyone. And I know that streaming every single weekday not going to be conducive to ever finding someone. I can find someone that might share my passion, or that, assuming I'm even lucky, right, in that regard, or even tolerates my passion. But they're not going to tolerate me doing it 24/7. And I don't blame them for that. But My girlfriend's only going to tolerate having dates on the weekend. I've actually seen a girlfriend who has done that before. I don't think that's that absurd, but the point being that you have to be there for your significant other. And I think that's fair. So it's a big factor in my consideration. So going to local community events is better. I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't know where to start on that sort of stuff, and I don't feel like I would actually find somebody that shares my interests. It'd be very hit or miss, and that has been my issue. I'm a very unique person. I live in a, we'll just call it deep southern area, and have very unique passions that a lot of women won't appreciate or even tolerate. So it's difficult to find someone that's even willing to. That's where I think something like a dating app is going to be better for me, because I can put it all on there, have it all out there in their face, and they can choose whether or not to engage with me or not. Whatever the new schedule is, it'll be what it'll be. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know that I want to restrict myself to a schedule anymore. I'm going to try to do the best that I can for you guys, and I'm going to understand that that's going to impact my numbers. People are not going to show up as often because I will probably not be as consistent. Simultaneously, if I start mixing in other things because I just don't feel like playing FGO that day on stream, I'm probably not going to have as many people show up. This is just the reality that I've dealt with over the years. So I'm used to it and I know. And it may come to the point that I don't even see the point in streaming anymore if my numbers dip low enough. But it is what it is. I just, things cannot continue as they have been. It is unsustainable. The people know when you'll stream. I mean, you guys know when I stream. I've been consistent. So you know the time. It just may not be an everyday affair anymore. We'll see. I'll try it out for now. If it begins to struggle, then that's feedback that I'll take, right? I I don't know. I think thank you, Caliente. Thank you for the 20 gifts. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm somebody that I never really wanted to do a dating app, but I've realized it's just the reality of like I'm a homebody and I don't really like going out and slumming for, for a pickup, right? So, I'm not going to meet people in that regard. So, it is what it is. Um Thank you, Ash. Thank you for the 44 months. Yeah, I know this is not what anyone wants to hear. I know y'all just want me to keep on keeping on and like keep covering FGO religiously and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I still love FGO. I still love streaming, but I'm just not getting any younger. And I think I have to, at this point, start prioritizing my life over everybody else's enjoyment, unfortunately. Careful about falling into the pay to win traps there. Yeah, I've seen and kind of heard. I've done a lot of reading on dating apps kind of over the past couple months here because I know you guys like I basically told you guys at the beginning of the year I was going to try to find somebody and I actually like finished setting up the profile like literally earlier today and like actually put it out there and it's already gotten several hits. I haven't looked at it, but it's got, you know, women liking it and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but we'll see if any of the women are anyone that I would consider dating. So I don't know, right? You should always come first. Thank you. 30-year-old gamer women exist. You'll find the one. I hope so. I like. Oh no, she don't even have to be 30 plus years old. She just. It has to be someone that I can get along with, right? Like, at the end of the day, that to me is what matters by far the most. Because if your intent is to spend the rest of your life with that person, there is no point if you hate each other's guts. Your profiles always get likes to hook you in. Probably. And maybe they're checking you out in chat right now. Maybe they are. I mean, I don't, chat, I obviously don't lead with, hey, I'm a streamer, right? I definitely put out there that I like video gaming and stuff like that, but I think that's a discussion that has to be had because some people, my last ex especially, did not understand what streaming was and could not fathom why anyone would want to do it. So. Hate brings passion. I that sounds good to people on the internet, but no, it doesn't. I hope things get better for you. Thank you, Kellyanne. I appreciate it. And thank you again for the gifts. You didn't have to do that. I assume you lead with your other job. Yes, of course I do. We get to find each other because 1 week from moving out of state. Oh, wow. Say you're a handyman and you're good at math. Why would I lie? Sounds like an internet aware girl is must for you. Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, I'm going to say this. I don't want someone who's terminally online like I am, right? I think that's a huge problem that I kind of have right now. And it's like, I am looking for somebody to break me out of the mold a little bit, but not to necessarily try and change me. I like who I am. I just know that I'm relatively a stick in the mud and don't feel the need to go do much. And the reason that I don't is because I don't have that significant other. The times where I have been dating in the past, like I'm relatively introverted in that sense, and I don't want to like go out and do stuff, but I will if it's with somebody, especially if it's somebody that I care about. I do have fun going out with people, just not on my own. That's just depressing to me. Anime gaming conventions used to have speed dating panels. Oh god. You can fix things with a screwdriver, can't you? Yes, I do on the regular. True no brain rot, girlfriend. I don't know. I don't mind someone being passionate. I think that's a okay. Like them having their own passions is perfectly fine. As long as they're not like super annoying with it, right? And I think y'all know exactly what I mean when I say that. Would you date a Zoomer? Probably not. Probably not. They would have to be very mature for a Zoomer. You need to find someone like Steve, yeah, but a little bit more attractive. I ended up getting more out and about now. I'd rather have a girl who wants to curl up on the couch. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that I need a party animal, right? I'm just saying that without there being a significant other, there's just no way I'm gonna want to go out and do anything. I don't fucking care. Like it's that true, right? It's like hey, do I want to go to like see a movie? Yeah, but I'm just not going to bother to go if I have no one to go with. And similarly, if somebody else wants to go do something, I'm down to like go with them and try stuff out. But I just don't have that person in my life right now to do that. Brain rot, as in she says, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. It's one thing if it's said as a joke, it's another thing if it's like they just say it all the time unironically. Then no, I don't want to date someone like that. I would get dumber. Oh, they don't even have to be more extroverted than me. Like, Chad, I can be extroverted when I want to be. I just default to introversion. I feel that in my soul, yeah. You want someone that touches grass and other streams? Um, I don't think I could date another streamer. I mean, I might be able to, but knowing how dysfunctional streamers are because of how much they have to juggle, there is just no chance in hell that two streamers can really have a good productive relationship. Um, I have heard of several over the years. Almost all of them have ended poorly. Even some of the longer running ones. It's because inevitably someone decides to like move on or do something else. Looking at anything like board game clubs in your area? No, like I said, I don't even know how I would look into it. Get your butt out of the house. Yeah, I like. It's kind of what my parents are telling me. They're like, you just need to go out more, and I'm just like, yeah, but it's not like it was for them, where it's like, oh, they could just go out and do various things, and they had as much. Those things are still out there, but they're not nearly as popular as prevalent, right? I've even heard that like I guess there's like dating groups and like speed dating stuff out there, but I guess the problem with it is that so many of those things actually require the men to pay to access it, and men don't want to pay to access something where they're very likely to get turned down because it's just a bad deal. And I'm like, yeah, it's not wrong. Meetup.com. I've never heard of it. Listen, Ver, don't take this the wrong way, right? But I believe it when I see it, right? Like it's not that they don't have a relationship that's working right now. They can, but I can also easily see how that could crumble at the drop of a hat, right? Like you might be saying, oh, they make it work. And then like next week you hear news of them breaking up, right? I'm not saying it will either. I'm just saying it's exceedingly rare for it to work out. And I'm also going to say that in the cases where I have seen it work, it's been more that somebody was a streamer, the other person was not. They had a pre-existing relationship, and then the other person became a streamer because the first one was also streaming. That I have seen work, but that's also rare. Current job via friend on Discord? That's wild. I did that 10 years ago and decided I'd rather stay home and clean. I expect it's only gotten worse. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of courage. So any pointers you guys have, I'm happy to take it. I don't really try to talk women up too much. I'm very straightforward. And that might not be like, how do I put this? That might not be as like successful, but I often find that it gets me in less trouble. It's just better to be polite and gentlemanly. And if a woman doesn't like that, well, probably not a good woman for me at that point. I have zero game. I always relied on women coming on to me. Damn, wild. Don't try to be over macho. If someone tries to tell you that you need to do that, then don't hang out with them. I've seen it more often than not. Oh, I mean, I've had an ex try to tell me that that I wasn't trying to impress her enough, and I was just like, all right, that's a red flag. Like, it, in the sense that, like, yeah, sure, I mean, you should want to like be your best for your significant other, but like there shouldn't be like a bar that I have to perform to in order to like win you over. It should just be there's genuine interest and attraction there, and if there's not and there is a bar, then we should just part ways. You just have to be yourself. Exactly. Yeah, I think, chat, you can't build a relationship on a lie. You just are always going to have to be yourself. And if they don't like you for yourself, it is what it is. It doesn't mean that you can't like be a little bit introspective and look into yourself and try to say like, hey, am I doing something wrong? That I think is okay. But don't try to like be someone that you're not. That's a problem. Been far more success with girls using VN lines than I had any right to. Oh god, I don't even want to hear that. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so confidence. Yeah, I mean, you just be confident. That really is all there is to it. Usually women like confidence. You don't need to like puff your chest out and be like absurd. You just need to be yourself and be confident in that. And if you do that, you'll find more often than not that women will at least like give you the decency of like, okay, hey, maybe I will maybe I'll go out on a date with this guy. Maybe I'll consider them, right? Because that I think is something that they're looking for a lot of the time, is somebody that is, I'm not gonna say like 100% perfectly like solid as steel, but like at least somebody that is relatively sure of themselves and willing to be confident and kind of put themselves out there. Are you my master? I don't think that's a good line to ask someone unless I want to get into a BDSM relationship. And I'm not into pain, so is personality like Say's a turnoff to you? It could be. There's a fine line between cute and annoying. I find Say to be a little bit more on the annoying side. But there it is what it is, right? Keep in mind, this is going to be like gotcha. You're not going to win every roll. You're telling that to the guy that is like in his 30s that has had numerous failed relationships over the years. I have yet to roll an SSR. I've definitely had a couple SSRs in the looks department, but not in the personality department. That's for sure. Gotcha Will claims he isn't in the pain. I'm not. That's chat. Why do you think I don't like wailing too much, right? Someone like say would be a good friend, but not a good partner. Yeah, exactly. There's a point where you're like, oh my god, please just shut up. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and switch gears here. I've sat on the just chatting for far too long. Yeah, I know. Oh, I didn't even change today's artwork. So hold on, chat. Hold on. Gotta load. The file is a little bit big. Okay, there we go. There's today's artwork. But yeah, like I said, it just changes are gonna have to come. I don't know what that'll mean, what that'll bring, but as I start to try and pursue a relationship, I'm gonna have to go on dates. Dates means I'm gonna have to take a day off stream. I'm gonna have to make myself available for people. So I'm just gonna apologize in advance if I get to be extremely spotty. I hope not to. I hope that I get, and find somebody that can understand my lifestyle. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I have to be willing to go all in if I want to find somebody. So date means more money. Oh, true. Yeah, I should probably go free to play from here on out. Cad failed the stat check. I mean, I have failed stat checks before, but have you done the CQ? Yes, I did. I failed so many times that I gave up and used Immortal Comp with Summer Comma. I did a 2-turn Jalter with it. It honestly, it didn't have to be 2 turns. You could have made it work with something that was, like, I don't know, like a 5 or a 6 turn. But the big thing is just getting through that first bar. If you can do that, you're pretty solid. Must love dogs. Oh, one of the pictures I put on my profile is me with Nico. It's like me just hugging him. So like that's already just a screening for people to begin with. So like I'm not gonna try to. One of the other pictures is me with my headset on. I'm not gonna hide anything, chat. Women are just gonna have to accept me as I am. I'm an adult at this point, so not both. I mean, look, I'm gonna say if you're okay with one dog, you're probably okay with 2, right? Like, there's nothing more attractive than a man who loves animals. So that was a good call too. I like in general. I just think it's probably a good idea because it shows that I at least can take care of something, right? My parents told me this before, and I do agree with them. Having a animal helps prepare you for having kids. It's the truth of the matter. Like you learn that you have to put something else before yourself, and that it at all costs must be taken care of. And that is the truth of the matter. Like it's something that becomes a lot more apparent as you actually spend time taking care of someone or something. You're an adult VTuber? Yep. Hand over floof pics. Did you redeem what? God damn it. All right, I'll give them to you in 2 months. Witness me? Pretty much. The dog is a permanent baby. Yes, he is, because I had to put him in the cage earlier today because he tore the freaking cushion cover on my couch again. He just refuses to understand that. Were you biting said headset in the photo? No, why would I bite my headset? What? You're great, except you have dogs would basically be a deal breaker. Listen, I have allergies, chat. That's at least a reason to care about like what animals somebody has. And I still don't care. I'll be fucking miserable. As long as it's the right person. Because that person's going to last a hell of a lot longer than that animal is. Right? At least I hope. So at the end of the day, to me, it's like, yeah, I don't care. It's about finding the right connection. And if it's truly a like problem in some way, shape, or form, then that's a discussion that can be had. But like I find it really weird that like that would be a deal breaker for someone. At least they'll have to treat that baby as part of the as part of the pack and keep them entertained well. Yes. Lick the controller in the next controller. Champ, what's going on? But it feels fun to rip it. That's I've said this before, but huskies like to explore the world with their teeth, and it is a thing that you just have to learn to deal with. Like, and it's sad too because he had been good about not ripping and tearing until it was done. But he decided to go full blown doom on us. Doge cam's at a weird angle. Oh, at least it's not the rest of the house. Hold on, let me. There you go, chat. Oh, I guess I forgot to take their water bowl out of the cage with him, so he's just sleeping on it. Those are like sharks. What is this? I'm gonna taste it. Yes, yes, quite literally. I mean, honestly, that's how a baby is as well. Have you ever like dealt with a small child, like a newborn, and like watched as they like grab your finger and just stick it in their mouth? It's just what animals do. Yes, you. Listen, it is what it is. Especially if the animal has been family since childhood or something. Oh no, I look, it's a deal breaker if the other person's not willing to tolerate your pet, right? I get that. I think the rare exceptions would be like some sort of non-standard pet, right? I think if it's a cat or a dog, it shouldn't be a deal breaker, right? But if it's, I don't know, a tarantula, um, a Komodo dragon, a snake, a I don't know, like a fucking like lion or something, because apparently you can get permits for that shit. Like, no, I'm good, right? Like that's definitely something where it's like, maybe not. Ferret. I think ferret's probably fine. Same thing with like a rabbit or something like that, right? Can you legally own a Komodo dragon? I got no fucking clue. Don't worry, I'm sure one will end up in the Everglades. They don't like my capuchin monkey named Dennis. Does Dennis fling poop? That might be why. An iguana? I don't think an iguana would be that weird because iguanas are relatively sedentary. They just kind of sit there. You accept my pet tiger or else? Yeah, you accept it or I feed you to it. Also, if you accept it, you still get eaten by it. Hence the issue, right? Is it a deal breaker if your girlfriend's allergic to dogs? No. As long as she's willing to tolerate them. Like, I can take care of them. I don't need her to take care of them. But if she's allergic to it and refuses to like ever come around, that's a problem, right? Like I said, I've been allergic to cats and dogs my entire life. My doctor told me to get rid of my dogs. I laughed at his face. I was like, okay, sure. I was like, I don't care. I'm not getting rid of them. It's like, I'll get rid of you first. Komodo dragons are terrifying? Probably. Very deadly saliva? Wait, really? Ked, my buffalo is how I get around up here in the Great North. You have to accept my buffalo. You know what, Jabba? I accept your buffalo, but I'm not dating you because you're in the Great North. I ain't going that far up there. That shit cold. I already get cold in Florida. My girlfriend is allergic to dogs. She just takes allergy medication if it ever gets bad. Right. And that's like the reason this is not a thing for me, chat, is because I myself have allergies. So I know the like tolerance level of these sorts of things. People can fucking deal with it. They have ways of dealing with it nowadays. So it's like, if that's somehow a deal breaker for them, I'm just like, okay, fine. I don't care. I'm not dating you. Komodo dragons have a bunch of built up bacteria because of all the decayed shit they eat, along with, you know, hunting oxes. Oxes? What? I bite you and then I wait for the bacteria and viruses in my saliva to kill you. Then I eat you. Huh. And water buffalo? I thought Komodo dragons were mostly like just on like islands. Wait, I feel like this needs to be relogged. Because I feel like I should have my uh storm pods. Never mind, they are half a ton fully grown and can just rip off legs. Yeah, that's what I assumed happened. There's one pet that I've always wanted that's illegal, and that's a skunk. You know what? You go for it. I'm good. I like I said, when we start getting to weird pets, I can understand that being a bit of a like deal breaker for people. I'm not living with somebody that keeps a skunk. That's 100% all them. Also, chat, welcome to my new and improved comp for this node. We are utilizing the new craft essence. Giving me that sweet 10% attack up for 3 turns. I won't date women who smoke. Yeah, that's definitely a nope for me as well. I don't know. I'm somebody that like I drink some, but not like I'm mostly like a social drinker than anything else. I gotta be honest with you. The last time I had alcohol was probably one of the D&D nights a couple months back where I had some wine. Right? Like I like drinking at least for a social thing, but I'm not a drunkard and I don't like sit here and drink habitually. Same thing with drugs or smoking. It's just like everything in moderation to me. If you wanted to like have one or try one out, I'm not going to like get upset with you. But if it's like part of your lifestyle, I'm probably done with you because it's a extremely habit forming and addictive substance, and it's not going to go well. It's going to end up controlling your life. And that was actually one of the issues, one of the primary issues I had with my prior girlfriend. depends on how much the taste permeates her mouth when we kiss. I'm going to say you're going to have more issues than that. Smoking is a lifestyle and it gets everywhere in everything. I know smokers don't like to hear that, but I don't know. It just is what it is. It's, to me, it's one of the most disgusting habits you can have. A lady came in carrying her pet possum. Yeah. What if she smokes weed? Like I said, it's one thing if they've like had it before or they want to try it. It's another thing if like their entire personality is revolving around it. And I'm like, nope. Nope. Like, I don't think a one-off's gonna kill anyone, right, chat? But I do think that that a hey, this is my hobby is not a good hobby to have. And I say this as somebody that's playing a gacha game, right? At least smoked outside, so I never got the smell inside the house and stuff. Yeah, it's a better tactic, but they're still getting it inside them. Do you not enjoy the smell of toxins in your house? You know, I already put enough noxious smell in the house myself. Okay, I don't need things competing with me. And it fucking stinks, man. Yeah. If I can smell you coming from 5 aisles over, you may have a problem. Oh, it happens all the time. Like, I don't know. I understand that some people like it is a thing for them, right? I'm not gonna judge too much, but it's just like, yeah, as somebody who doesn't, I just don't know that I'm gonna want to subject myself to it. That cursed cigarette cooking video. Oh yeah, it was lab. I like that. God, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I cannot imagine what that tasted like, nor do I want to. Had to remind him how smulk she was. Had to replace most of my clothes and linen after breaking it off with an ex who smoked because the smell got stuck in everything. Yep. And chat, here's some advice for you. If you own a car, never, never, never let somebody smoke in your car. Ever. It will ruin the value of your car. If someone wants to smoke that bad, fine. We can go for a rest stop. And Deontay, thank you for the resub. One driven by my chain smoking uncle. That shit stank to high hell and back. Yep. Yep, that's I don't know. I even so my ex would vape and she would like be like, "Oh, hey, is it okay if I do it in the car?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Sorry, nope." I don't even care if it's just water moisture. I don't want it in the car. Did somehow just know the chain smokers or the smokers who weren't assholes. I see. I hate how big vape clouds get. Yep. It's not just water moisture. I know. She was trying to like tell me that, and I'm just like, okay, sure. I'm sure there's nothing in that. My nephews pout and get sulky because I won't let them bring slushies into the car anymore after they spilled it once. Oh, one of the worst ones I ever saw was one of my friends, their daughter basically spilt like milk in the back seat of their car. And, we're in Florida, right? Like, so the temperatures get high. Like, your car bakes. So, like, oh, God, the smell. Like, you could not get it out. Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to trade that car. It would require a thorough cleaning, and even then, he complained that he could still smell it. He's like, "You want to ride this?" I was like, "No." It's like, let's not. I'll drive. I totaled the car, right? Felt like it, kinda. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe nowadays the market's kind of good for cars, especially on like used stuff. So maybe nowadays you can still manage to sell that sucker. But like, oh man, no, no, I wouldn't buy a car like that. If I even remotely smell anything bad in a car that I would be looking to buy, I'd be immediately noping the hell out of it. Okay, we finally got all of that done. Um, really not much to do right now in JP. Like we're just kind of in a holding pattern, kind of doing stuff, waiting for part three. So again, if you guys haven't heard, we weren't supposed to get Ordeal Call 3 for like uh what was it? There we go. So like we were supposed to get Ordeal Call for like 2 weeks, right? Like still. And they accelerated it up. And like I said, some people are thinking it's Kyomoff is the reason why. Um I at least in part think that like they realize how bad this schedule is for the game. Like we have had now basically like a month, and we were going to be a month and a half of just story of it just being like story, 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 story. And like they weren't really doing much in between. So I think they knew. I think they knew it was relatively dead. It's also happening at the same time that's relatively dead on NA. So there's just not a lot of news coming out. And it's just kind of a thing. And I think they said, fuck it, let's accelerate this, let's get out ahead of it, let's get it done with, and let's move on. Right? Did anyone really want another 2 dead weeks? Yeah, I didn't. I don't blame them. And so now at least we can get that done, and then who knows, from that point, like maybe we get something else on JP, but I'll at least be happy just to have it. I have Avalon's been keeping me informed on the side in spite of my uh reluctance to stream. And he was pointing out as well that it's seeming like Hakuno might not be the welfare. Now, we were all thinking he was as of the display, but it's looking like he might actually be a gotcha unit. And I'm not going to get too much into that because it's still relatively into the theory side of things, but it is entirely possible that we end up with a 5-star coming as well, and then the welfare being who knows, right? So probably saw their numbers dropping down off the cliff too. Yeah, I mean, look, chat, like I don't think I'm the only one not really covering the game too much right now. So it's difficult to cover a game that has no content, especially when it's live service. So I'm not saying FGO has no content. I'm saying like if you're somebody that's been covering it, you've done it all, and there's not much for you to do. That's interesting. Could it be due to the silhouette? No, that's not the reason why we're guessing that. It actually has to do with the servant ID. So if you want to look into that a little bit more, you might have a better idea. But that is the interesting thing, and I do think he's on to something. So, um, we also had the King Protea buff, which let me pull that up here for you guys. Damn, even fandom hasn't updated with it. Oof. I'm not sure, but I think we are number one, chat. Yeah, here you go. So I don't know if it's apparent or not, but it's pretty clear that they want King Protea to get more use than she has been. Why? Because it's the second buff to her first skill. So basically, you guys can see the skill originally started out as just, hey, it's infinite growth. This increases HP, stacks up to a maximum of 10 times on a 10 turn cooldown. Then we upgraded it. We're like, okay, you know what? It's still kind of shit. So let's add some NP damage resistance and basically increase the amount of health that you get, which is absurd to me, but it is what it is. And then they go, you know what? This still doesn't fucking work. So they ended up basically adding in buff removal resistance for one time over 10 turns of up to 100%. Plus, oh, hey, now she's got 30% charge. So this is actually kind of nuts. Like, she's not quite at Tiamat numbers, but she's definitely looking a lot better. And the reason why is because she's able to work with a like full blown Black Grail type system. So you guys can see we have the cranking numbers, and then we also have the Black Grail comparison here. There's a little bit of weirdness going on, and that just has to do with her skills. Here's your actual basic like setup here. If you do a 50% C, you don't really have too much in the way of requirements. We do kind of want the mana loading append, but that's not too much. Versus if you want to do Black Grail, aka no craft essence, you have to have mana loading and the 5th append for the cooldown. So definitely a lot spicier with how they handled that. And the big reason why the cooldown is so imperative is because, as chat can see, the cooldown is 6 turns. Basically, it started out as 10. With the second one, it was still 10. And with this one, it is now 6 turns. They actually reduced the cooldown of a skill by 4 turns, unironically. So, KP has a banner right now. Yep. She's now Buster Loop compatible. She was already Buster Loop compatible, but this drastically improved things from how she was before. Because I believe she was like a K-scope loop before. Now she's a Black Grail loop, which is just kind of dumb, but it is what it is. Wins her banner? Yeah, she has one right now. Knock off 4 turns in a record, yeah. Never seen that before in the game, pretty sure. Oh no, if there's anyone else that I can think of where that happened before, let me double check. Oh, where was it? Was it this one? Yeah, okay, no, this is only 3 turns. This went from 10 to 7. But that's like, Jesus, man. And Fion's was widely regarded as terrible, so like, I don't think anybody looked at King Protea's skill there and said like, oh, hey, that's bad. I think it was just the case of the devs said, you know what? Nobody's really using her still. Let's get her a little bit more viability. And part of the reason that no one was using her, and I think this is a fair criticism, is that she's a wind-up servant. She's clunky. She's good, especially in a challenged environment, but like, you have to get her to that point. Versus now she's just a little bit more like imminently usable, and I can't fault them for this upgrade. So I don't know if Fiona has cooldown reduced. Interesting. Oh yeah, that middle skill was just hot garbage for its buff. Nasu clearly wants the giantess to be viable. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get upset over King Protea getting a buff. At this point, especially for your AoE alter egos chat, every single one of them not named Tiamat can get a buff. Every single one of them. Tiamat's that fucking strong. And I think we've now gone from the bar being, hey, do you have charge or not? To, hey, can you Black Grail touch or not? That's what we're kind of headed towards here. Is basically, it's not enough now just to have charge. It's the people that touch Black Grail are so fucking far ahead of everybody else. And if you don't touch Black Grail, you're just immediately behind. So. Her second skill removes the buff removal resistance. Yeah. Yeah, so it's stopping you basically from removing it for that. Because it's not going to eat your stacks. Because that was always the issue with this, is it basically consumes stacks. So even if you wanted to like redeem the stacks for charge, you could do that, but you naturally were going, oh, okay, well now I've removed all the infinite growth, which meant that you didn't have any infinite growth on the NP, which meant that your NP's damage was lessened by it. Now it won't remove it. So it's a lot nicer of an upgrade. Like I said, it just gets rid of a lot of the clunkiness that she had. Therius, thank you for the 100 bits. Section 13 of Shinjuku. I assume you saw the Ordeal Call 3 news. I did. Yes. We'll be covering Ordeal Call 3 on Friday. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about schedule here because, like, I got to get the Halloween stuff out for you guys. I also privately behind the scenes have the early workings of the Lotto guide, so I do need to find the time to take a look at that. Probably actually try to do that a little bit tomorrow at work, but it is what it is. So then, when can Medea Black Grail loop? Medea can already Black Grail loop. She has 100% charge, so. That's why I'm in favor of a Mystic Code with 10% charge and order change. Any 50% charger suddenly touches Black Grail and it's less special. It is. I will agree with you on that. But all that does just shift where the problem is. Like, to be fair, they're always going to have problems, chat. This is, and I'm not saying this from a doomer standpoint. I'm saying this from a, like, this is just a game balance issue. You will always have problems with game balance, no matter what you do. Fixing certain characters means that other characters are now going to need fixing. But do I think it's a problem if they allow a lot more people to touch Black Grail? No, I actually don't. I think that would help things out. It would result in a lot of damage bloat in the game, but we already have damage bloat. It would just be playing catch up for a lot of these other units. So I think the question that you would have to have, though, would be, would doing something like adding 10% to a Mystic Code be a good solution? Or would that potentially break other already broken units? So I don't know. The heck is JP's lottery event? We know we have an event upcoming on JP, but it very well likely might be like Halloween or Guda Guda or something, so we don't really know, right? It doesn't mean it couldn't be the lotto, but at this point I'm hedging my bets and assuming maybe like a November lotto. Yeah, I think you're only getting a 1 this year. Going to be the prophesized Guda Guda lotto. I mean, that could be a thing, but chat, we're already mid-September, okay? Usually by now we have the lotto, let alone no news of its announcement, right? So it would be spicy to be like, hey, here's October, which we know is the next event. Here's October, here's an October lotto, and then try to turn around and do it again in December. I don't think you'd see that. Now, maybe they could do something like that and then bump it to like the next lotto to like January. That could be a thing, but it'd still only be technically 1 this year. What's the command for current song? Its current song. But yeah, like I can humor those ideas, but I agree with Avalon. I don't really see it being a thing. It is very likely that you're just getting one this year at this point. Halloween Lotto would be fire though. Might be. Ugh. Do you think we are getting a Liz event this year or not? Probably. I like listen, chat, odds are yes, right? Like just due to the kind of way things have worked. I feel like there was something else that happened in FGO and I'm just forgetting to talk about it. We had that like JP stream for Aniplex. That stream was fucking nothing. They basically showed off like two key visuals for Strange Fake and then just announced that you will get more news at their 20th anniversary showcase. So, I guess we all are going to watch the 20th anniversary showcase, but beyond that, I don't really see that being a thing. Giant nothing burger. Yeah. It was the way it was, right? Like I didn't expect too much, but I think a lot of people were hopeful for a lot more Strange Fake news. There was, and Trubs informed me of this. So if you guys watched it, there was a particularly troublesome line. Apparently, one of the VAs, I think it was Saber's VA, not Kamasumi, but like the Saber for Strange Fake, said that they had not they had not begun recording yet. That is not actually what he said. That's just how Aniplex translated it, and it was wrong. He apparently said they still have a little bit more to do. So, but Trump's told me that. I was like, what? I was like, imagine they haven't begun recording even now. Like, holy crap. But yeah, no, apparently it's just they have a little bit more they still have to do, which is not that crazy in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it is a very big difference. So let me see. I have a personal announcement to make for you guys besides all the stuff we talked about earlier. I've been sitting on these, so I'm sorry for you guys in advance, but I have some new emotes for you. I haven't had the chance to upload them yet, but starting off, we have a new raid emote coming because I feel like that's one of the things is everybody's always like, hey, what should I do with this, right? Like, oh, we're raiding. Do we have a message? Do we spam an emote? What emote do we spam? This makes it a little bit clearer, a little bit easier, right? So and then I do have a shoot emote coming, but I think this one's got to get animated, so it's going to be a thing. We already have squirt, but I just kind of wanted a kablooey type emote for things. And then unfortunately from there we get we get into some of the other ones. And some of the other ones are we have a cease emote coming. So originally I had this as my character, but it didn't work. And I don't blame Tima for that. Like it just, you couldn't tell who it was due to the nature of the cease emote. So I was like, you know what? Let's do the Doge Knight. And that worked. You guys aren't gonna like this one, so it is what it is, but I had to make it, and it's the Doge roll. Okay. I don't know why it's so small. Let me zoom in. There. He get larger. Big larger. So now you guys can have an actual rolling emote. And then the last one, and I this may be actually perfectly timed because I know Prophet wants to do Among Us next month for community night. But basically, I have a I have a sussy emote. Yeah, it is what it is. No, yes. Yes. Stop this madness. I can't. It is what it is. The Gyat, yeah. So I hope chat enjoys those. Timma worked hard on them. Yeah, I'll try to get them uploaded tomorrow. Like I said, I think I'll probably get the raid emote animated as well, but I'll probably just upload the static version of it for now because that way we'll have it. It's out of all those emotes, it's like gonna be the most actually used one, I assume. So it is what it is. I will find you and I will throw a fluffy dog at you. Don't worry, don't worry. So again, that will be the benefit for remaining sub to me, even though I'm gonna probably be less consistent here over the coming months. So it is what it is. Do you have more emote slots for followers only? No, I think follower only is like limited to 5. That's just a Twitch rule. But you guys know I usually upload it to better Twitch TV and stuff, so. Can we get 3D Aurelia to do the sussy emote? Yes, but wait, where is she? What? I swear I rebooted this just before stream. Has she not been there the entire time, chat? She took a break? Did she just disappear? That's weird. I don't know why that happens. She's in another castle? She is not. She's not Peach. That's skank. She's protesting this exploitive emote behavior. Listen, she probably likes it. But no, there is a dance that is very similar to the Amogus emote. But I don't have it in the rotation for you guys to queue up because it has clipping, and clipping is a problem with Aurelius model. Because of the nature of the model and who created it originally. Went to the back rooms? Yes. Yes, she did. Give it a second, chat. As it's attempting to load. She had enough of the yap and needed a break. Listen, I don't know why everyone's has started to call talking yapping, but I'm all for it. I don't know when that started. I just started seeing that pop up like 3 months ago, and now like everyone refers to things as yapping now. Which is funny because it's always been a term, but it's never been as profusely used. See, chat? She's T-posing on you. It sounds funny, so it's all right by me. Yeah. But no, yeah. So like I said, I've had those emotes in the works. One other recommendation, chat, especially while you guys are waiting on our Deal Call 3. Do me that favor, and if you have the time, and if you actually care, go read the Aurelia lore. Go read my lore in the CAD section of the Discord. I would appreciate that. At least, like, give me some kind of feedback or something. Let me know what you thought. It doesn't have to be a, like, oh, critique. It could just be a, like, oh, hey, that sucked. Or, like, man, that was mid. I have read half. Read the other half. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's like, I'm dead serious on this. Aside from my close friends, I have heard of basically nobody that's read it. I've gotten no feedback on it, so. Dad, when are you going to give us an Avalon Doge night? Well, that at least implies that you've read some of it. Visiting the Twilight Zone, yes. I'm a lazy gobshit and haven't read as much of anything lately. Look, chat, I made it easier for you. There's pictures. Okay? I there's pictures. They're drawn by Durs, and Durs did a great job go look at the pictures if nothing else. Okay, that way you can give Durs the feedback and be like, "Ooh, hey, that's pretty." Yay, pictures, exactly. I forgot about the CAD lore channel. Everyone forgot about the CAD lore channel. FGO players reading things. You know, you would think it's not that big of a deal, but apparently it is. Do you think they'll ever do anything with the Alter Ego's High Servant passive? Okay, so let me answer that after you've read my lore. Cat, you're asking FGO fans to read. I know! It's wild! I'll just start paywalling. Sorry, I'll just start lore walling all of my answers. Have you read my lore? Then I can't give you the answer. I'd be interested in the lore involving real life insane Floridia interactions. Perhaps. Perhaps that will be an offshoot at some point. Okay, so I did want to do the Halloween review with you guys because that's something that we kind of need to go over. It's upcoming. It's not until obviously October. I think it's, and chat can remind me, but isn't it early October is when we're planned to get it? But I at least want to like get this out and get this ahead of things. Mid October? Is it really stated for mid? Good God. Yeah, because I know we still have Road to 7 and Advanced Quest, basically. We got both the LB5 Road to 7s. Even JP only had one dead week between. Well, then, chat, let me ask you this. Do you want me to go over this, or would you prefer me to delay it until it's a point later in time closer to the release of the event? I will leave that up to you. My favorite Fate fans don't read are people who claim Gil as a fraud. People who claim Gil as a fraud. Wait, okay, but Gil kind of is, but only in the sense that Gil calls everyone a mongrel. And the actual definition of a mongrel is someone of like mixed blood or mixed you know, kind of like a lot of times it's used for like dogs, right? So it's like mixed like species of dog. Which is exactly what Gil is. Gil is what? Like 2/3 god, 1/3 human, which isn't even really possible unless one of his four parents is actually two of his four parents. Probably wait, go over it, delay. Probably delay. You do you, chief. Waiting is also fine if everybody else just wants to chat right now. Yeah, it's okay. I think you can take a bit more time with it because we are like almost 1 month away still. I know. It's just there's no fucking content. Like this is actually the problem that I'm having. It's a little bit driving me nuts. It's difficult for even me because I sit here and it's like I want to come up with stuff and I want to do stuff. I do have a couple of ideas for other videos and other content. I don't know. I haven't had like the energy to actually get around because usually ideas like that, chat, people can't help me with. Like I have to do the prep work on them, and I have not had the actual like mental capacity to do so. So, and 1/3 ego, yeah. No, that's why. Like I said, it's like Gil's description's just very funny. So I'm not gonna say Gil himself is a fraud, just that I find it hilarious that he calls everyone a mongrel when he himself is a mongrel. I already started with the next lotto thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Fun fact: it is the actual myth that states 2/3. Yeah, I've heard that before as well. So it's like, I just find it a really hilarious thing. So like, how do you get 2/3? Like basically is his like kind of how everybody has like their parents, right? And it's like, oh, okay. Well, then normally you have two grandparents on each side. And I'm like, but is what happened in Gil's case that he had like, he had like his father and then he had his mother and then like he basically ended up having like a grandmother and a grandmother and then just like one grandfather that fucked both of them. And it became an incestuous relationship. And that's how he's 2/3 God, is because this motherfucker up here is actually counting for so much. Alabama? Yeah, I really wonder. The math doesn't work. I know it doesn't work. I have no idea how it would, right? Like, the only way for the math to actually work would basically be to, he would have to have three, right? Like three parents in effect, or three grandparents, which is just really weird. What if his parents came from one being? Yeah. People weren't good at math. I mean, there's the other possibility, and that's that it just goes way deeper into the tree, right? Where like it just keeps kind of like branching and doing stuff and yada 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 yada, and it just honeycombs all the way down. Bun farming for St. Quartz is taking too long. Is Ordeal called Bleached Earth nodes really have large barn farming potential? Yeah, they have the highest in the game. I apply Warhammer logic. It just is what it is. It's a funny number. Oh no, that's like, it's definitely a funny number. And the more you look into it, the funnier it gets, right? Like, that's something that I find hilarious about that whole like lore thing. Most myths have incest, but I believe one of his parents is a demigod and the other is a full god. Although I could be wrong. Yeah. Are describing a situation where there was a physical human father who is inhabited or possessed by a god. So somebody had three parents: a human father, father, and a human mother, and a divine father. Yeah, I could maybe see that, right? But then how is it 2/3, right? Like, because it'd have to be a human father, a divine father, and a divine mother at that point. Like there's two gods there, so it's really odd. Honestly, thought it was two gods plus one human equal Gilgamesh. You know, maybe the maybe the mom just participated in a threesome. I don't know. Like, maybe Gilgamesh is just born of a relationship that should not be mentioned. A god took control of his mortal dad. Oh, okay. That's still freaking weird. Explain Canis? No. I just want a parody sketch of Rizka or somebody asking Gilgamesh about this logic. No, I don't even need them to ask Gilgamesh about this logic. I just want a parody sketch of somebody when he calls them Azashu being like, "No, you," and then like Gil like doing the whole like, "Let me raise my finger," and be like objecting, and then being like, "Oh wait." Holy shit. Like he has this, yeah, he gets Uno reversed. He has this moment of like he wants to object, but then he realizes it's actually true. And it's like it's just shattered his worldview. Was I the mongrel all along? Archer Imia just holding an Uno reverse card at him, pretty much. He wouldn't answer your question anyways? No, I know. He would just insist that he's not. He's meant to be the keystone between humanity and the gods. That are his parents, are like swingers. Yeah, I mean, basically, at least in Fate lore, you have Gil is the bridge between humanity and the gods. Sorry, basically, Gil is gods to humanity, and Artoria, centuries later, is mystics to humanity. So it's really kind of weird because technically it's supposed to go gods to mystics, but it's just humanity was around for all that shit. They just weren't the dominant thing. Are you Gilgamesh because you call people mongrel, or are you a mongrel because you're Gilgamesh? Perhaps. Who is the servant that's going to bridge humanity to robots? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe BB, right? Like Babbage. I think Babbage started it, but I don't think he's the actual bridge. Arnold will be it. He's gonna terminate the last of the humans. He'll be the bridge. BB is an AI. Yep. Ryoma because he dresses like Michael Jackson, and there was that one scene in the Jacksons movie. What? I mean, perhaps, right? Well, chat, if that's the case and you guys want me to hold off, I'm perfectly okay with doing that. I basically have to do the Halloween event. So like here's what I have on the docket. I'll just be transparent with you guys. I have the Halloween event. I have the Halloween welfare, which is Liza. I have Huyan Zhou, and I have Huang Feihun or Feihu. And then I also have a lotto video. So I have 5 videos that I need to record in the next like 2 months. In the next 2 months, chat. It's not a very restrictive schedule. Usually I'm like, okay, I got 5 videos I got to record in the next 2 weeks. It's not a lot of time, Cat. Yeah. I'm completely in a hurry. I may have missed it, but did you cover the JP buff? I did. We talked about it. She's, because I asked Avalon about it yesterday when the buff came out, but it's like, basically the numbers aren't quite Tiamat numbers, but she can Black Grail loop now, and she does a lot more damage. So she's still way up there in terms of damage output now, and so King Protea is legitimately strong. I think the problem with that though is going to be that you're going to need enough coins to actually be able to get her 2nd and 5th append. So that's going to kind of be an issue. You only have 2 weeks per video. You're right. I thought the NA Lotto was much closer than it was. No, NA Lotto's not till November, right? So yeah, we literally still have all of September, October, and then into November with it. If including the Lotto, there's another new servant there too, so another video. Yeah, I suppose I gotta do Burrito Mart. Here's what I'll do, chat. I'll just change the thumbnail on the Bradamonte video. No one will know. Just invert the colors 5 head, yes. We used to have the lotto video out around 1 month before the lotto, except for that one time. Oh yeah, I mean, I could put it out and it'll get views, but it'll only get so many views, so it is what it is. Also, looks like Nintendo or Pokemon are finally suing Palworld over a patent. Interesting. They must have dug hard for that. I mean, I can't say I blame them, right? But I'm not surprised. Yeah, we did have some interesting gaming news. Wait, what's the patent, though? We don't know yet? That's weird. Yeah, like I said, legal shit takes time. A lot of people just assume that it's going to come out like, oh, hey, they released a game that's like, holy crap, that violated something. It's like, no, they got to actually like look into it and see. Helldivers is apparently back and doing good because they totally reverted all their weapon nerfs. So apparently the like numbers on the game are spiking again. So that's definitely a nice thing. I'm happy to hear that they're reversing course and not being as stupid as they had been. Yeah, Castlevania Nocturne season 2. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It can't be worse than season 1. Season 1 was that fucking bad, and now some of the like characters that you guys know from Castlevania will be part of this season. So like it's going to have to be better almost by default. But I cannot stress how much that like nobody should give this show a break because season 1 was that bad. It was a travesty. Yeah, they closed down all of Annapurna. Basically everybody quit because they tried to, I guess, negotiate with their owner, and their owner just refused to actually work with them. And then apparently, I did see this today, but I guess they Respawn is working on the third and final installment of the Jedi series of games they've come out with. So Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Let's go over events next year. I mean, there's not too much to go over. I can just point them out to you. All right, January here. January, you got the New Year's campaign, Lost Belt 7. That's going to be part 2 at that point. February, you got the 27 million downloads campaign and Valentine's. So your first true event isn't even until Valentine's. And Valentine's an interesting one, but it's not got a whole lot. Then you end up with Chaldea Boys, and it's like a sort of pseudo Guda Guda event, but it ends up kind of just being a little bit of an interesting story. There's not too much really to say too much about. You got your Evocation Festival starts in April. That's going to be a huge time because, like I said, this is basically where the game starts to get a lot easier for newer players as they now have the capacity to get all of their welfares online. It's definitely going to take time for people to actually cover it, but it does mean that people can go like, oh, hey, I need this class. I can just take this welfare. Lilum Harlot was so already you're at the end of April going into May, and you have had, this is now your third event of the year. So last year was extremely light on events, so that was kind of the issue that I ended up having with it. And you guys know I criticized them for this. They only managed to produce 10 events the entire year. Speaking of which, I don't believe we're doing too hot this year on JP either, but it is what it is. So Lilum Harlot was the arcade collab that everyone had been waiting for. That's Draco, that's Tiamat, it's the return of the Proto Merlin banner. So you do have quite a few lucrative banners there and quite a bunch of good stuff. Yeah, then you got your summoning campaigns, Evocation Festival Part 2. This is your May Lotto, Ilia's Castle. It's an interesting lotto. They have challenge quests in them again for the first time in a while, and the challenge quests are actually easy. They're very on rails, as you are required to take like 5 units to the fight that are preordained. And so all that changes is really which unit you use to handle the majority of the fight, but they're really not too bad. I thought they were pretty interesting. It's almost like an advanced quest in that sense rather than an actual proper challenge quest. And the lotto itself, if I remember correctly, has pretty decent mats. Trying to remember if this is the shell lotto or not. It's not, but yeah, there you go. So you got pages, night metals, chains, fangs, and bones are your stuff there. The better lotto for me overall. Yeah, I think like if you're a newer player, it's just going to be. You guys can see you get all the Ilya banners. You get Miyu returning. You got a Nero Fest campaign that happened, which that's going to be interesting because. Wait, what was this for? This just may have been in connection with the lotto. Yeah, I think it was because it happened on the 31st. So that's weird. I guess they're just recalling the fact that they had that stuff. You got Ordeal Call finally getting released in June. This is not an event. It's just like this is when your next part of the story began. So you got the Paper Moon pre-release campaign. And basically, like, in this, I want to say it's here, but I think this is where you get storm pods finally, and you start actually being able to do the ordeal called nodes. And then you got the actual Paper Moon chapter release. There's a couple of new units that are going to come out with this. This is basically OC1. It's definitely going to be interesting from a story perspective for you guys. Obviously, I'm not going to get into the spoilers there, but it is what it is. We got the 28 million downloads campaign here in June. This is just really funny because you guys can see just how long ago they really started teasing Strange Fake and just how long it has been. I'm happy to see that they actually like did have something that they were committing to, because this came at a point in time where I think there was a lot of pressure and criticism on them to kind of just do something. And they did kind of pop it out at the right time, but clearly it was too early and they were not ready for it. So it is what it is. More advanced quests. July, then we end up again with the banner for that Evocation Festival Part 3. It's where your Jerker is going to come in. The Mystic Eyes Symphony, aka the Feet Ladder. Basically, this is the tower where you have all the feet picks in it, and I find it really freaking hilarious. To me personally, I can't speak to the story because I didn't read anything about that on JP, but this was far and away the worst tower event ever that I've had to participate in. Not because of kind of what a lot of people are maybe probably thinking is like, oh, was there some sort of really bad mechanic in it? No, there wasn't. It was the same as just about every other tower event. The only difference was every floor, instead of having fodder enemies, every single floor, every single enemy is a servant. Now, you might be thinking, well, who cares? Why is that bad? Because there's this little rule in FGO that says the first time you go into a node, it will always zoom in and briefly pause on every single servant that is in the node. This is why, like, if you ever get to the third, like, wave in a battle for the first time, it zooms in quickly and shows them. So now imagine it does this every single node, every single servant, every single time. It fucking sucks. It like it's gonna be me making a little bit too big of a deal out of it, chat. But yes, it just makes it take longer. It's just annoying. And after 200 floors, you're like, oh, come on, right? Like, you can't skip it, you can't accelerate it. So it's just kind of dumb. It just adds basically, it ends up basically like doubling the amount of time you spend in some of the notes. Because sometimes you just go through them really fast. So, but yeah, that's to me why it was the worst one by far. They should have just relaxed that restriction. But I don't think they cared. And are you still going to complete it within the time period? Yes, but it definitely just makes it a little bit more cumbersome to do. So 200 floors. Yeah. To be fair, I think that only starts on floor 50. I think the first 50 floors don't have all servants, but the last 150 all do. So, like I said, it just sucks. It could be better, but it's not like impossible to do or anything like that. It's just an annoying mechanic. And I would equate it almost to like if you guys have ever done Oku and you remember the like, oh hey, every time you select a node, it has to instead give you a like quick like text blurb that you have to click through. It's annoying in that similar sense where you go like, oh okay, please just like stop. I don't want to have to keep clicking through this. They got their 2900 days anniversary. We got more summoning campaigns. That's where Bakin comes back, is with this, and Huyan Zhou. So again, if you guys are, looking forward to rolling Huyan Zhou, but you don't really want to try to get her there, you do have another crack at her next year in July. Just consider some of the other units that are going to be around then and whether or not you actually want to roll for her there. We have the anniversary pre-release campaign, then 8th Annie. 8th Annie is going to be interesting because for a lot of people, 8th Annie was a bad one. I was never sensationalist enough to think that like it was that bad. I obviously wanted fixes for the coin system and everything like that, but I judged it based off of its merits, and I just said like, okay, it could have been better, but it was not nearly as bad as people made it out to be. It just didn't have the things that people really want the game to change, and that's, I think, a fair criticism, but also somewhat unfair to the same degree. The interesting part about it is the biggest thing that it has is Destiny Order, and NA already got that. So that's going to be a little bit of an interesting thing. We'll see if NA gets anything early as a response to that. We got the strengthening quests. There's definitely going to be some interesting ones here, but probably the most interesting is going to be Salter's. Hers is just pretty freaking nuts. Bradamonte's isn't bad either. Mama Raiko's is really, really good because this allows her to finally be a 30% charger. It allows her to 3-turn and work within the conventional buster system. Karna's isn't bad either. It changes his charge to 30%. This buff actually ends up changing Okita into a Black Grail Looper, which is really nice. Yeah, the buff to Anastasia was so freaking needed. It's not even funny. The Kyo Lancer buff actually doesn't do that much in my opinion, but it is what it is. Summer Abbey definitely did something because people were still dogging on her at that point. Man Ricardo is an interesting buff. I'm not sure it's that big of a deal, but yeah. Then they buffed Squirtoria, and they took the unit that has the best refund in the entire game, and they gave it charge. And I still like, obviously it makes her more usable. It's a really nice upgrade. It's just not at all what she needed. So, like I said, if they needed to buff anything with Squirtoria, it was damage, not that. But I have definitely abused the shit out of this buff, and I still think they're stupid for doing it. It's definitely helped me, but they're still stupid for doing it. Clearly, she needs charge, not damage. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth. It's not a bad buff. It's just like, it's the epitome of one of those where it's like, Lasingle, what are you doing? And then obviously an MP interlude for Gawain, who, yeah, he honestly needed it. So the round of buffs there was not too bad. Let's see. So then we had the summoning campaign number 2. That's just kind of your laundry list of servants that rotate through as you have with any anniversary. Serva Fest 2023. This is basically LB6 summer. There's no way to sugarcoat that. That is exactly what it is. If you don't like or care for LB6, you're gonna fucking hate that summer. If you like LB6, you're gonna fucking love this summer. So it just is what it is. Most people are probably gonna love it because it is LB6 focused. But admittedly, and I do think it's a fair criticism, that the fact that it's pretty much all LB6 is a problem. I think, like, let's see. So you got what? Kuro on the first banner and Suzuka. And I think those are the only 2 that are non-LB6, if memory serves. So we also got basically Wu woo here, adult woo for the for one of the male campaigns. Again, another Proto Merlin campaign, so you guys have plenty of opportunities to roll her. It's also Summer Scotty in there. Hunting Quest Ordeal Call Part 2 finally came out in September. I would like to point out, chat, the travesty that this is. What do you mean, kid? Chat, Ordeal Call Part 2 right here. Okay? Now, you know that this stuff is slow. They've always been slow. This is not the story, but this is the next release of like their nodes. It took them from like April, another 5 months to ever even release more nodes. That basically means you guys have like 5 months to just sit on one of like 2 nodes that are available. There's more nodes than that available, but like you're only going to really want to do 2. One is the shell node, and the other is the QP node. And if you're not doing one of those 2, you're probably just not going to care. So it's why I've also told you guys, like, you really only need to make it shell-wise until Ordeal Call comes out, because you're going to sit on that for so long. And then even after this, you're going to see there is a shell lotto at the end of the year. So here's my dust node, right? Evocation Festival Part 4. Definitely, you know, nice to have a lot of these, especially because now, at least with Iris Feel, I know a lot of people aren't too like big on her, but she is a stall comp type of unit, so you can actually form like free-to-play stall comps with like Mash, Iris Veal, and then like some other like support person that you've taken. So it actually does allow for people to start doing that if they have to. They did have Kyomov. They had Gina. Gina's event is only significant for 2 reasons. One, Gina herself, and 2, the actual welfare craft essence that is given to you. It does end up having a curse power mod on it, so it is quite nice. Then it's September. We had the Samurai Remnant release campaign. I actually don't remember what this is. Looks like it's just a craft essence. And oh no, hold on, summoning campaign. Okay, so we did get a couple of units, including Musashi, returning there. And then we had October. We get Ordeal Call campaign part 3. So you guys see, they basically released part 1 in April, part 2 in September, and part 3 in October. So we went 5 months and then only 1 month. I don't know what the hell was happening, but it's like for 5 months they left Ordeal Call somewhat dead in the water and didn't really give you very much to do with it. And this is why so many people just weren't using their storm bots. So it just ended up being a weird thing. Now there's a lot more choice for your nodes, but admittedly, it's taking them long enough to come out with the various parts to the Ordeal Call campaign that you naturally, by the time they come out with the next part, have farmed everything that you needed out of the prior node. So it basically means you're beholden to whatever the next set of nodes that come out are, because you have everything else farmed. You have everything else done by the time they come out with it. Evocation Festival Part 5 was a big one because not only did it bring Gray back, but it brought Shiki back. Shiki had not seen the light of day in FGO for what, like, let's see, this is year 8, so at least 4 years. And I want to say 5. I think it was 5 years. Basically not since the K&K rerun had you had another crack at Shiki. The extra coins, yeah. 3,000 days anniversary is definitely significant. And then Grailfront 4 pre-release campaigns is really funny because, chat, this says it's a Grailfront, but this is an actual event. What they did is they had kind of mentioned that Grailfronts needed to actually have some story in them. And I agreed with that, but I disagreed with how long they had made things like the Moonsault Grailfront. Like the Moonsault Grailfront, some of those runs took like 45 minutes to an hour. I think that's a little bit too long for a Grailfront. I'm okay with like a half hour Grail front, but I think if you start getting up there in time, it starts getting like, okay, this is just, it feels bad if someone managed to like, oh, hey, I failed it at the end, or I went all the way through it and got everything except this one chest because I accidentally killed the enemy too fast. So like it became annoying, and I totally understand like people wanting to complain about it, but they do a lot better job with this. There is one Grail front right at the end of this event that is long. It is a fun one in my opinion, but it is tedious, and I definitely heard from a lot of people who molded about it and didn't want to do it. And I don't blame them. So I'm gonna say this is probably still the best set of Grail fronts they've ever done. But I could easily see how people didn't care for it as much because they tried to go bigger and more with it. There's also a day-night cycle choice in there, and it does impact the rewards some. So it is a really cool event, yeah. Then you finally get Ordeal Call Part 4 in here, so now you've gone October to November. So again, another 1 month gap in there. 29 million downloads campaign, Evocation Festival Part 6. And then Guda Guda Super Goryokaku. And then for Christmas, we end up with the Christmas pre-release campaign, Nemo Moss, and this is your lotto at the end of next year. And as you guys can see, boom, there's your shell lotto. Now, between this and between the Ordeal Call node, you are never really going to need shells ever again. How do I know this? My JP account, that is not my whale account, that did need a shit ton of shells still, is sitting on like 1,600 shells now. I'm not going to say that I'll never run out, but the odds are against it. It's going to take so long that I will keep replenishing shells and not actually run out. So, need shells, stakes, and bullets. Yep. So it is a very good lotto for some people, especially depending on what you need. I'm going to say a lot of people are probably going to try to go hard in this. The good part that they do with Nemo Moss is the first new Christmas. What do I mean? With Nemo Moss, you finally have a Christmas event that is structured similar to a fest event. That is to say, the actual free quests kind of are just immediately, like, you have your 90 plus immediately available. You don't have the plus node until I want to say like 7 or 8 days in, kind of how Christmas normally does the final node. The difference is normally with Christmas, it's like basically on a 7-day scale, and over those 7 days, the nodes get progressively better until the final day. With Nemo Moss, on that 7-day scale, it instead works like this. The nodes are just good, and then they get slightly better on the final day. That's it. So you're good to just like go all out in Nemo Moss, which you don't care about. Yep. So yeah, it was definitely a much better structured Christmas event. I will give them that, and it was good. And then Advanced Quests Part 17, and then you go into like 2024 and stuff. And you guys can see 2024 has been odd. Actually, hold on, chat. Did I miss it? Or am I misremembering? Yeah. So, chat, you went from June of last year all the way till March of this year without having major story. This is March 20th right here of current year is literally when you get Ordeal Call 2. So they went a long time. Not quite a full year, but it was knocking on that door, right? The good news is, in the interim, you do have at least a very serious story event, and that is the Grail Front event. This one actually does have some major story implications, and we also now know due to the current flow of things, that you guys literally have Ordeal Call Part 3 coming within another 5 months after Ordeal Call Part 2. So at least they seemingly had a big gap there for a while, and then they've gotten a little bit faster with it. So I'm okay with this. Like, it was definitely something that I criticized at the time, how long they were taking to get Ordeal Call 2 out, but yeah, the overall flow and structure, it seems like they're trying to keep things in that like 6 months or less. That's good. That's how they should be doing it. So Ordeal Call 4 will likely also be less than a year, given how next year is the end. I expect that probably what you're going to have, because we know we have Ordeal Call 3. We know it's wrapping up here like basically pre-October, right? Now they're going to let it run its course and all that, but I expect that what you'll probably see is another story significant event like somewhere like February or March of next year. And then you might see as early as anniversary of next year, basically Ordeal Call 4. That's my prediction, but I could easily see it going longer than that. So, but I think sometime in the summer next year, you can maybe expect Ordeal Call 4. And then we'll see, because what I suspect they'll probably try to do is they'll give you Ordeal Call 4, and then they'll probably actually be like some sort of final part for it all. Because, chat, I need to emphasize this. This is not just the wrap of Ordeal Call that they're talking about. This is the wrap of Part 2. AKA Cosmos in the Lost Belt. There's gonna be something big at the end of this. I guarantee it. Okay? Really depends on if they want to have the finale at Annie for a big show or near the end of the year. I expect end of the year, but that's just because of how they have done it in the past. Like, usually their chapter ending points are at the end of the year. But we'll see, right? So thinking something like Solomon, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be like a raid event or anything like that. I'm just going to say there's going to be an ending chapter, some sort of like conclusion chapter that sums it all up. Now, I'm going to say it again. I've said it many times over the years, but they definitely need to, Rick, thank you for the follow. They definitely need to like revisit this and talk about a potential future for FGO. I do think that is something that's weighing on people at this point, is the age of the game and expectations for it in the future. If they are going to come out with a part 3, they need to at least say that they will. They don't have to tell us what it is, but I do think they need to say, yes, there will be another part, right? And people can take that as is, right? I think it's just gonna be an issue, and I think the game suffers every single time we have a dead period now because of its age, because there is no assured future for the game. Not yet. Like, it's seemingly there. Nasu has dropped hints over the years at this point that, like, yes, he will continue to go on if we want him to. Yes, they do have a plan should they actually go for it, but he has been non-committal to it. He needs to commit. I think by any 10 at the latest we'll know. I hope. I really hope, right? But we'll see. Were they looking for part 3 directors a year ago or something? Yeah, it was a while back. So I don't know what that means. But like again, chat, there's almost no doubt in my mind that there will be a part 3. But I don't blame your average person that plays the game for having those reservations and assuming that Nasu doesn't want to. And the reason that I don't blame them is because it's Nasu's own damn fault. He's kind of been the one that's been wishy-washy on it all with his statements. So, but yeah, it's like I don't doubt it. I can easily see though how other people do, and other people are not as sure as I am. And that's partially because I think other people don't cover the game as much or pay attention as much as I do to things. And it's also because I think maybe people are just a little bit more worried and they don't have that veterancy and that knowledge of like, well, this is just kind of how Nasu is. Like kind of being part 3 directors, he's always seemed passionate about the game. I agree with that. Like I don't hate Mr. 2, and I think the times that Mr. 2 has quote unquote lied to us have been not Mr. 2's fault. That is to say, I think Mr. 2 either was protecting somebody who actually made the decision or got forced to make the decision that ended up turning him into a liar. So I don't put that evil on him. I think he is passionate about the game, and I think he does care. So we could definitely point to issues with the development staff and maybe, you know, going concerns for FGO. But I think at that point, that's just a maybe Mr. 2 needs more help and more resources, not a, oh, he's bad as a leader or anything like that. They can mock up an ascension screen to reveal 2 Sun turning into 3 Sun. Yes, San. I can't wait for that to be a joke, just because it's going to be great. Mr. 2 might not want to deal with the higher ups anymore. Yeah, he did allege that in the thing, and that's, oh god, that's definitely something that that I need to try and get on for you guys, is the Famitsu like Trubs' actual literal translation. So that's something I gotta do. I gotta talk with Trubs about that. The game is much slower than it used to be. Yeah, and I think it is, right? Like I think the part of the reason the game is slower though is just because they've had staff problems. So like I think hopefully in the future that's not a thing. Like honestly, we can point to at least like, hey, they're accelerating Ordeal Call Part 3 and its final part, bumping that up a week. That's at least a good sign. Why? Because they could. It's not that they like they maybe felt pressured to and maybe like had reason to do so, either like due to numbers or due to kill them off or whatever, right? You can look at that and you can say that is maybe a concern, but regardless, the fact that they are able to accelerate it by the release by an entire week is a good sign. It means they're ahead enough to be able to do that. That is not something that has been the case. Again, we can go back in time over the past like 2 years really with FGO, and it has rarely seemingly been the case that the devs were early on anything rather than instead things getting delayed and getting pushed back. So them being able to accelerate something by a week is a good sign and shows that they're maybe now a little bit more ahead of schedule, which maybe means that they're rounding the corner finally. Versus LB7, which almost got delayed. Oh no, LB7 didn't almost get delayed. LB7 did get delayed. They talked about it and they apologized for it. But yeah, like it's a thing, right? So I'm okay with that. I can you know say what I want, but I think you can take away the fact that they have the capacity to accelerate something as a good sign, if nothing else, right? He is already a car, Nissan. Yes. I mean, they're the last bigot launch that almost put it back another week. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, which would have just been even more catastrophic because people were pissed about the LB7 launch, and I don't blame them. I think they expect better, and the devs had like no real reason that it should have been delayed. I think we now know after the fact that the devs were having a lot of problems behind the scenes with various things, including, and this got talked about, the 3D map that they did for LB7 is a particular issue. But I think at the end of the day, the reason why I say no good reason is because it's not necessarily on the devs themselves or their fault. It's just simply the fact that I cannot fathom anything in FGO being delayed due to a lack of like manpower. And the reason I can't fathom it is because of how much money the game makes. So it doesn't mean it's not a legitimate concern. It is. It's just I view it as illegitimate because it means there's a bigger concern. If FGO has staffing problems, it means holy shit, they are not throwing enough money at the problem. And if they're not throwing enough money at the problem, it means they don't have enough money. And if they don't have enough money to staff the development staff, what the fuck is happening to all the money? Why is not enough of it getting reinvested back to the devs? So that's why I say that. Like, I will hold their feet to the fire mostly because it's more holding Aniplex and Sony to the fire than it is actually LaSingle. And would help getting rid of 2 weeks of the month required for Annie. Wait, for what? Oh, the original release schedule, yeah. Maybe, right? Like, we'll see. I expect at minimum that, like, you know, everything with like the launch of LB7 is going to happen the way that it did. Part 2 is, I think, the negotiable part. They could accelerate it. I don't see any reason for them not to. NA has a history of doing that, but we'll see, right? Maybe that'll be a thing. And by the way, chat, I would also assume that if you guys think LaSingle is having issue with staffing and budget and all that stuff, can only imagine how Aniplex of America is. It's pretty clear that our NA staff doesn't get jack shit for funding. Based off the casting couch streams and various other things that we've had in the past. Stolen by higher ups. Yeah, like I said, the reason that I make a big stink about it is because of that. Like, somebody's got to point out that it seems like there's literal like theft going on at this point, that they're just taking all the money and milking it and not reinvesting it. I made another report for mistranslation. One of the items was one I reported back in June already. Aniplex is notoriously stingy. Yep. The fabled ad they shot but never released. Maybe they did release it, but like I said, I don't remember that crap, and that's kind of wild to me that they don't. All right, chat. There ain't much going on, and like you said, there's probably no point to recording, at least for the interim. So now instead, I'm gonna do something that y'all are not going to expect. Hi guys. Welcome to World of Warcraft. This is how I said, like, if you guys remember at the beginning of the stream, I was like, I'm probably depressed. I got back into WoW. Kat, are you okay? Yeah, like, if anyone's ever known me, I've said before, it's like, I'll never go back. I'll never do it again. It's really interesting because I actually managed to recover my old account. Unfortunately, I think I poison pilled my account. The mage that I spent 7 years on is deleted. And right now, because of the expansion being fresh out for WoW, the War Within, you can't recover a deleted character via ticket right now because the service is suspended. So I've chosen to start leveling a new mage, but I'm going to still try to recover my old one. And I'm already actually in the new expansion content. I have leveled from 1 all the way up to 74. And like I said, I still have some of my old characters, so it's at least fun for me in that regard. Is WoW free to play up to a certain point? Yes, you can play it free to play for the first 20 levels. You can't take like things anywhere, unfortunately, so it is what it is. But you guys can see I have a blood elf mage. I did have to do the shitty like special character because well, there's just a lot of people that play. But I'm back on my old server, which is Tichondrius. Tichondrius used to be the like the basically like the PvP server and WoW. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it is nowadays. I assume it's not, but it's still a full server after all is said and done. So quite a bit there. Just buy gold at the auction house? No, I haven't had to. I mean, Ash was very generous and gave me like 6,000 gold. So he didn't have to do that, but definitely helped me out. I'm up to like 14,000 now at this point, so I could probably repay him. But I've been having fun with it. It's actually just been a chill experience. You guys are going to get to see me actually play something that I'm good at and knowledgeable on, at least to an extent. I don't have knowledge of like the meta stuff going on right now, but basically, yeah, I'm just leveling stuff, and it's been very interesting. Hey, do you like the new aerial mount flying? I low-key kind of like it, kind of hate it. It's very like back and forth. Oh my god, Blink, I hate you so much. Blink's always been a problem for the mages. It's such a good spell, but it also just gets caught on literally everything. Do I have to kill stuff? Of course I have to. Oh, I need to re-up my buffs here, actually. So I am currently an arcane spec mage. And my gear is not good. It is still getting caught up to the expansion level. But Arcane's always been a very wishy-washy spec where the damage lives and dies by crits. I don't want to have to deal with you. Oh my god, Blink, what are you doing? Teleported me sideways that time. But I still know a lot of the tips and tricks of the mage class that honestly, I'd be willing to bet some mages even nowadays still don't know. It's just how long I've spent playing this class at a high level that I hadn't, chat for reference, I have not played WoW since 2008. It's been a while. And I still know exactly what I'm doing with regards to like character rotations and stuff like that. I'm still rusty to a degree, but like the fact that I was able to slip right back in it, I set up my bars almost immediately and knew what I was doing. It's like riding a bike, yeah. And the reason for that is because I spent, again, 7 years playing it. In that time though, like, and basically the part where I quit is where I realized I had quite literally 2 years playtime in it. And it was like, oh, holy crap. Oh, damn it, I missed. I didn't keep him in place. This is the new dragon flying, and basically you have like a stamina bar for like boosting and accelerating. Uh-oh. That's going to be problematic. Oh, God. Oh, God. Zoom, it's still open. This is going to be bad. I'm going to have to click some of these. I hate clicking, too. Okay, let me get out all of that. I gotta kill the fuck out of you real fast here. That's not good. My god, no, game! No! Game! Oh no, I'm zoomed in. Oh no! No, I'm having to do this blind! Yeah, I'm gonna die when I can't see my bars. Okay, let's get rid of Zoom It, because it's going to get me killed. Uh, uh, okay. I love how that happened. I'm sitting here talking all this mad game, and then I just friggin' die. But there's a lot of new quality of life improvements in WoW. And I'm actually impressed. Like some of the bad shit that I've heard about WoW, they have seemingly adjusted, and I am like I said, I'm reasonably impressed as somebody that's played like 20 years of MMOs at this point. Coming back to WoW has been um pleasurable. I hate that I'm saying that too. But there is area loot now. There is like basically an auto loot function if you just hold down shift. You can level in any expansion that you want because everything scales to your level now. So they have this new feature called time walking, so you can actually like go back in and do stuff. And it's really, really nice. Because like, for instance, I got that nostalgia kick of like leveling some in Burning Crusade again. Like going to Hellfire Peninsula and like doing stuff there. That's just awesome. Okay, hold on. I gotta like find a safe spot to land here. So the only issue with the dragon flying is that like your boost eventually runs out. And then like your mount will just fall to the ground. So if you run out of boost, it gets low key kind of annoying. God damn it. I can't believe I had to do that. Okay. Chromie time for the win. Yeah, so it's a really, really interesting thing. Um I assume the rating is still not up to par. I don't have any add-ons installed yet. I'm sure I will because I used to have a decent chunk of them, even if just for aesthetics than anything else. Uh, yeah. Boom him. And so Arcane, like I said, it's very hit or miss. It like lives and dies by procs and stuff. So it ends up like if I get crits, obviously that works out really well for me, especially with Arcane Blast. But I also can get a proc on my barrage. I can get a proc that gives me instant arcane missiles. So depending on the procs that I get, things are either really, really good or really, really randomly bad. Okay, sorry, hold on. So I need 2 more of those and 7 more of the disobedient beast slaves released. So I gotta find like a. That was weird because I thought that was an enemy player for a second there. Like I said, I am on a PvP server, but I don't know if they've changed the PvP rules because I have not seen any possibility for actual PvP here at this point in time. Made 5 streams in a row. Nice. Congrats. How you doing today, Katana? And again, for anyone that arrived late to stream, maybe go check out the VOD in the early portions after I'm done. Because I did talk about some things and why I've been the way that I've been here lately, and how some changes are going to end up coming to stream because of it. I know it's not what everybody wants to hear, but it's just, I think, what's best for me at this point. You have to opt into PvP by going war mode in your capital city. Oh, wow, that's weak sauce. See, I actually enjoy the open world PvP aspect sometimes. It can get really annoying, but it can also... That's shadow coming from? I think there's a Zeppelin that flew overhead, but I don't see it. But yeah, it's like... It used to just be like, yeah, people would stumble across you and like randomly gank your ass. So those meteors are my arcane barrage proc. Man's got spooked by a Zeppelin. Look at him. No, I just like, I assumed that's what it was a Zeppelin, but I was like, where the heck is it? That's weird. I couldn't target him until I got around the corner. But yeah, you can see I'm really squishy as a mage. That is the unfortunate downside. So I could just, use Arcane Barrage to finish him off. But if I use it non-procced, it consumes all my arcane charges. So I just don't bother if I know I'm going to have to keep doing this over and over again. Okay, let's get it. Because they do expire over time, and the barrages, or sorry, the charges just make me do more damage, basically. Like here, I'm going to go ahead and do it just to prevent him from dealing more damage to me. Especially because my shield spell's on a, 25-second cooldown, so I don't have it all the time. So I need to manage it somewhat. It does last for a minute, though, so it stays up for quite a long time. Okay, gotta release 4 more. Looks like somebody actually cleared this out some. The benefit of running behind people sometimes. I also have multiple charges of Blink, if you guys remember. It's now Shimmer due to the... I'm gonna aggro him, and I know it, so let's just go ahead and kill him. Yeah, you gonna fresh cut me even though you're locked in over there? I've heard mage survivability is rough right now. It probably is. I mean, to be fair, though, it kind of always has been. That's, nothing new. Oh, that actually was a proc. I just did Arcane Barrage there anyways. Hey, let's work our way through here. I'm going to try not to aggro stuff. Usually I'm going to get aggroed anyways, so go ahead and pop my buff there. Oh, I can't pop the trinket because I don't have it equipped anymore. I need to take that off my bar. I forgot I just got a trinket upgrade, right before stream. Yeah, the only problem with that, swear to God, where's that? Okay, there it is. The only problem with the meteors is they're so delayed that if I don't have the target frozen in place with Frost Nova or Cone of Cold, I basically don't get it to land on them, or I just stand there and face tank the shit, which also works. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my Ice Cold, which is basically nice. Ooh, that was close. Oh man. Oh man. That was close. Almost died there. Just randomly looked up some dungeon I remembered from MMOs, the nostalgia. Yeah, it's awesome. If any of you guys wants to get into it, apparently now they've made it so that you can group up with anybody across servers, so it's a lot more easy to play with your friends. I really do appreciate that. It's very quick and easy to group with them. There's no issue whatsoever. In fact, I don't know if Ash or Creamy are available or anyone, but if you guys want to do a dungeon, we can do one and show everybody. I think that'll be perfectly fine. Let me just get this doohickey here killed. Boom. Oh my god, I blinked into the cage. Yep, there we go. So that's all so you guys can see there's tons of other quests around that I can do, but I'm basically focusing on the main, quote-unquote story campaign quests. Because frankly, from what I've seen, you don't even have to do the side quests. They're completely optional, and I'm not going to say they don't provide something. I'm sure they provide money and gear, but quite literally just doing the story usually is enough to level me. We're going to bring you in shortly. Which dungeon are you doing? Okay, let me hop over these idiots. General Steel Strike. See, the hilarious part is because I haven't played WoW in so long, I have no idea who some of these characters are or if they're even important. I gotta kill stuff anyways. Okay, got to my 4 stacks. It also makes me cast faster, so it's one of the reasons why I try to get to the 4 stacks and maintain the 4 stacks. Oh, damn it, it missed. Curse you, arcane explosion. A deep sludger slain. Oh, torch lit. Wait, all I had to do was light the torch? Me no understand. Yeah, and you guys can see there's now your class talent tree, your spec talent tree, and as you get to the new expansion, there's a hero talent tree. It's a lot smaller, but it provides you even more stuff. The little torch behind the NPC. Oh my god, yes, thank you. God, I swear I'm blind for stuff like that. Okay. Deep Sludger. There's the abominable wave crasher. Prefer not to aggro those guys because there's no point in fighting them. I'll just end up using my cooldowns. Gonna pop my time dilation. Basically, it's gonna give me haste, make me faster. Of course, I aggroed even more. I'm gonna pop my various cooldowns here, as it's kind of rough. You actually have quite a bit of survival cooldowns, but when I have a dot that ticks for like 100k on me, I'm gonna die. That doesn't even have the bird hero talent. No, I don't think I can yet. The build that I'm looking at, I just pulled one off of like Icy Veins, so it's just a single target damage dealing build. I probably should be going like AoE for leveling, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like right now I have a hard time getting away from stuff. And part of it's because like there's so many enemies like jam-packed in some of these places. And enemies themselves seem very beefy health-wise, so you can't just burst them to death as easily. But that's probably just because my item levels are so far behind. So like, and you can see one of my attacks just does a crap ton, a metric crap ton of damage. Okay, so that's a deep water sludger, but that's not a deep sludger. Wait, Arathi groups rallied? Nani? Nani? Item levels are low from the area you're in. Yeah. Like coming into the expansion was actually really rough. When I first started out, chat, when I hit level 70 and started the new expansion content, I had 15k HP. I am level 74 now, and I have almost 1 million. So the amount of scaling that has occurred just from like getting the gear jump to this expansion is nuts. But it also means that if I'm even remotely behind, I am just dead. Primal Rage? No. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Golly day, that man hits hard. Like, holy shit. No wonder I'm dying. That is a big jump. It is. Like, and it's basically because I was going from item level 200 gear to item level like 400 gear. Part of that's because like the last several levels I just spent unlocking some of the new races, and I hadn't gotten any gear upgrades in a while. Honestly, I have to admit one of my complaints is probably that the dungeons don't give you near enough gear for how much experience they give you now. So you level fairly fast in a dungeon, and you're lucky if you get a drop. Like, odds are you're going to get one drop per dungeon. One. And it's actually going to be a little bit less than that usually. So, like, you're probably looking at like 80% odds of you getting a drop in any given dungeon. And it may not be a piece that you need. And it may not be like anything that's like, it should be something that's good for you. But, like, again, you might like your best piece at that moment might be your chest, and you might get a chest to drop, right? As opposed to like, oh man, I really need boots, and you just can't get boots to drop to save your life. So you'll naturally be behind on gear compared to levels, as it sounds. Yeah. Yeah, if you're doing it real fast, it's just going to be a thing. But the more you do the story does give you just gear, so that's kind of been what I've been doing. Wrathy Farmer. Where is the Arathi Farmer? No? My brother, like, where? So the game is like really good about showing you where stuff is now and what you have to do. But sometimes you'll still encounter a quest where you're just like, bro, I got no idea. I got no idea. I'm not sure if it's because I need to like, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so you're rallied. I was like, there's got to be something. You're rallied. You're rallied. I knew there was something I was missing. You're rallied. Hopefully they do more damage while rallied. Yep. Oh, there's Mr. Tide Lord. Okay, stopped whatever his stupid feeding frenzy spell was. Oh, every once in a while, because I'm using the control keys to hit my other things, I hit Control S, and Control S apparently turns off sound effects, and I hear it like immediately. Does gear just randomly upgrade when you get rewarded from the quest or not? Yes, I haven't figured out why that's the case, but that is the case. Okay, so all of them are rallied, and I'm just looking for whatever Deep Sludger is. So Deep Sludger appears to be off the freaking cliff. Of course he is. And I'm in combat? Question mark? So I can't fly? Yeah, so you can see I can choose a reward. Looks like it's a cosmetic mace. They're both cosmetic. Okay, that looks kind of nice. That looks kind of not. So we're gonna take the one that's lit. What? Yeah, just let me know when you guys are ready, Ash. Because I can hop down. Okay. There be my deep sludger man. Plague Stomp, huh? I don't want to know what that does. Oh, they're dead. Okay, now I got that done. That should be all the quests right here. So you can see it's usually like you come to an area, you have to do like 2 or 3 story quests, and then you're good. You can choose to pay attention to the story quests. I haven't bothered. To me, the real big story moments always happen in cutscenes. So as long as you watch the cutscenes, you're like low-key gonna know everything that's going on. Uh, of course. I flew away and he still had another quest. At Tower Melda. Yeah, see, so like here's cutscene. And they didn't used to do stuff like this in WoW. I just didn't know if they kept it or not. Yeah. Yeah, it's still a thing. Eric, she's. This is actually Sylvanas' sister. She low-key kind of hot. And basically, we are fighting inside of Azeroth. Like, we're basically down under. I was gonna say. Okay. Nope, it's borked. It's borked beyond all recognition. Okay. Oh my god, what could that be? You need to be closer to interact with the target. Okay. Oh, I can't kill it. I was gonna try. And look, chat, when I see a shadow creature, I just assume it needs to be killed. Okay? Don't blame me. It's years of MMO bias. What is that? What's huh? Why am I being followed by a shadow me? Touch the green canister? ¿Por qué? Bro, I ain't see no green canister. Oh. Okay. Like I said, when it comes to doing some of these, I'm oblivious. Yeah. I think my only other complaint is that there is a lockout on even old raid content like Molten Core, which I can just waltz right into and do myself. Like I can do it myself, not even being max level, and I'm still locked out for a week. Clues found outside the tower. Well, I've got a clue. Wish his spirit well. I now realize that I could have been a voice actor for a Tauren. I have a deep enough voice for it. Bonk. Investigation. I ordered food. Wow. SMH. We're just never gonna do it. Y'all dilly dallying when you should be locking in. Yep. There we go. My God, why is there another one down here? Why did you sound like a Hypello from Final Fantasy X? Ride the Shoepuff? Is that what you're talking about? Shoepuff's waiting. I've played 10 too much. I know the lines. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Don't you death bolt me. You get hit by my meteor. Okay. Must return to Feyrin. I've learned nothing. I don't know. Do you think? Of course, now you have it available. Huh? I don't know. Am I supposed to be afraid of those things? Okay, gonna start talking Albed before too long. Oh God, what do the Albed sound like? Like I can remember Sid's voice because he's like, "All aboard!" And whatever line he says where he's moving it closer, he's like, "Bringing it around, reeling it all in." Yeah, here we go. Yep. You're not wrong, Ash. However, you're still dilly-dallying. Where's my group invite? I'm out here getting shredded and I'm waiting for loot. There it is. This Mal'Ganis guy. Okay. Here, let me drop down in Discordia.
I say let's go down to him or go up to
All
you.
right, it's fine. I assume all of you can handle being on stream, and if you can't, then, well, I'll ban you.
Hold on.
Oh,
I have
goodbye,
soup,
everyone.
so I'm not of major use. So I will be DPS.
What? What do you mean you're not of major use?
I have soup.
Brother, what did you do? Go to the soup store?
Or drinking soup. Why did I say eating soup?
This man eats his soup with a fork, chat.
Oh, wait, no. That's what I mean. That's not what I mean.
We caught him red-handed.
You haven't been buying clothes at the well, have you?
No, there are no clothes at the soup store. They are at the thrift store, though. You might find some old soup in the thrift store.
I've been going to the thrift shop lately.
Gonna pop some tags?
Yeah. Got $20 in my pocket.
Oh, you're hunting.
I
Looking
see
for
what
a
you
come
did
up?
there.
Yeah, this is fucking awesome.
Bruh.
Okay, let's eat. So the beauty of being a mage, you guys don't even get to see here. One, I get to conjure all of my food for myself, so I never have to spend any money or really try in that regard. And two is the fact that I have a portal to just about everywhere. It's that easy. Oh, also, you only need to buy the newest expansion. All the other expansions are given to you for free, even if you don't buy the new expansion, which is kind of nice.
Retroactively free.
Yep.
Listen to them.
Oh my god, they're in the fucking cave. You know what? I'm just gonna run around. So wait, so what are we doing?
I'm walking down.
What does that mean?
We go back in time to Burning Crusade.
Yeah, but you want to go to Burning Crusade? Okay.
I mean, we could do the regular.
No.
But we only
Let's
have
go to Burning
access to
Crusade.
Creamy's favorite dungeon, the Rookery and the Stone Vault.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, I'll queue us for the Stone Vault. I'll tank it.
Why did you not queue us for Dark Flame?
Because it's not available with its own.
You know,
plugin.
take candle.
Hey, I take candle if I wanna.
You know, take candle.
I will take candle.
How many Sids are there in Final Fantasy? Like, I don't think it's every Final Fantasy, but if not, it's close. And it just may be that Sid's not a major one in every Final Fantasy, but he's in every Final Fantasy. Oh, did you guys want a table here? I'll give you a table.
No. Keep this damage.
Who's Miso Dengaku? Eric, aye. Oh yeah, the Hollow Awakening. Yeah. Yeah, the cowering, timorous beastie. Yeah.
What?
Happening.
You timorous
Yes.
beastie.
I think he's transformed into a dwarf.
You dig a hole?
I'll diggy in your hole.
What?
Fuck off.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Zero prompting. What the fuck, man?
Happens.
Listen, it's just what I do. Also, I pulled friends. I don't know who's tanking, but it looks like it's me.
Funny.
Wait for
Oh, it's
Friday is
not-
gonna be so terrible. Wait, why? Head to bed, no problem, King. Have a good one.
One of the best mods is tank.
Wait, what do you mean one of the best mods?
The best mods is tank. Nobody tell by the name.
Nope,
Oh, I'll show up.
Bruh,
I don't get it.
bruh. It's me.
Oh, you said you were DPS because you went to the soup store.
Which, I have a spoon. They gave me a spoon so I can be somewhat useful. In between tanks, pulls, I can basically drink the soup. Keyword, I said drink this time.
Damn, I didn't get the cast slide there. Wow, I'll just not target anything there, okay.
Ready to fight Edna?
Who? Edna?
Edna?
Bro, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you do Edna?
None.
Don't lie.
Which?
Look at that shiny metal ass.
What's wrong with you? Don't get laser beam. Can't protect you against that.
Too late. Oh, did you guys want time dilation here?
It helps.
So that was the first boss.
Heck
Yep.
piece.
Oh, damn, you got loot. Lucky.
Makes my balls hot.
Wait, Asher, are you on your paladin?
Sir,
Isn't your main a dark knight?
Hunter. With Hunter.
A dork knight?
Death
That's
Knight.
not what it's called.
A dork knight?
Don't you
No.
slander the Death Knight's name?
Really? Because I thought the only reason you were playing the Death Knight is because you wanted to be Batman.
What?
I just want to be Arthas for real, for real. Reflect how I have no soul left.
What you're saying, Ash, is we should pull the next thing.
What I said. I already did it.
Did you?
I was
Yeah.
silenced.
The next set is already mixed into the bunch. The ones up ahead lead to the boss.
I like how I help Ash tanking.
What?
And let me do my evocation.
Ebrocation. Don't attack them too heavily. I'm going to bring the others.
Sure.
Line of sight.
Oh, look, I'm tanking. I mean, I assume Creamy is, oh boy, silenced. I assume Creamy is also DPS.
You know it.
La 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 la. I forgot my, my orb.
Hidden. Red pea soup is good, chat.
Did you say red pea?
Red peas? Grab that.
No.
Good.
I don't think peas come in red.
Red kidney bean?
Those aren't peas.
Same thing.
Do you mean red bean soup?
Oh, it's red pea soup.
Which, yes, I have had that.
Kill the shards, please.
Sure. Which shard would you like us to kill?
All of them.
Sure. Let's go. I get to ramp up my damage. Oh, loot!
So we go over here, and cart, and then give shortcut
Where did
back.
that go? Oh, there it is. Wait. Okay, I was gonna say it's not letting me in.
Right click it.
Wait, it's the same item level as what I currently have equipped.
That'll happen. What does it
More
look
haste,
like?
though, so I'm gonna take it.
I say, does it look better?
Wait, did this
Did you
just
end up
take
going
us
to
back?
fire?
Yeah, it takes us back. It's a central annex.
Weird. Adds hello power. There's so many numbers. Yeah, don't worry about it. Hey, Ash. Be a shame if I. Oh God, where's that headed? We got a lot of company, Ash. You can do it. I believe in you.
Of course I can. Who the hell do you think I am?
Ash.
Right. You ever forget?
Oh, not enough mana. See? You handled it just fine. I knew you could do it. Big boy. Oh no, the orb. Where is it going? That thing has a mind of its own, I swear.
Applying the soup buff.
Ah, yes. You guys are making me want soup, though. I'm like low-key angry at you because of it.
What kind of soup?
Listen, it's red bean soup and split pea soup are the two soups.
Not in the Caribbean.
Listen, I bet you eat bone-in soup.
Ever had goat head soup?
No, I can't say that I...
I mean, wouldn't you put the bone in the soup for the extra flavor?
Well, I always knew that you put the lime in the coconut.
Get out the middle, get out the middle, get out the middle, get out the middle.
Well...
I got you. Give me a second. Let me get some holy power.
No, the real problem was like all the fire on the floor. I was forced into the middle, and then like I was like, "Oh, okay, shit!" And literally, I tried to blink, and it caught me before I blunk. That's right, I said blunk.
Talk
I
about
got you,
soup.
creamy.
Not enough focus.
Didn't you know? That
That's
is
true.
fire DPS higher.
I'm busy entertaining. That's why. Oh my god, again!
The fight where you're just not allowed to stand. Okay, cool.
Pretty much.
Did you get the res, or did you like him?
I'm dead.
I combat res you, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm dead again.
Ah, okay.
Good, Jim.
Damn, we actually had to lock in, even though we were born to dilly dally.
Dilly dally, silly Shelly. Alright. Know that reference? You're a cool kid.
What?
What?
Which reference?
Dilly dally, silly Shelly?
I don't know that reference.
Silly Sally. Don't even know it. Fake fat.
We're gonna get that forge loader.
Really needed him out the way anyways. So it's good that he actually came over here.
Is it though?
Hop in. Whee!
Where are we going? Okay. Never. Why did I ask?
Uber, it's like Grand Central. You meet back in the middle.
Neath that old Georgia
Don't get hit by
pine,
the
we
blue line.
gain a lot of ground.
He will stun you and knock out your cast if he hits you.
Who?
Cursed Ford's Honor Guard.
Well, don't get hit.
Don't get hit.
You no take candle.
But take candle.
I'm gonna smash rock.
Don't hit the group in the back just yet. They're still casting.
Yep.
Need them
Until
to focus on
I
me.
uncast them.
I need them to focus on me though. All I do with the Rock Smasher is will stun all of you.
So, chat, welcome to Mage 101, or actually, I should call this Advanced Maging. Arcane Explosion has a little bit of a drift to it. So, if you actually go back and forth in place, you will actually hit more targets. Assuming that you are not stunned.
Check the bodies as well. Our chance well for bind on equipment.
Yep. Oh my god, so many knockbacks. Jesus! You see the AoE go off and you think that was all of them, and it's like, no, there was a second round.
Okay, TLDR with this guy. If you get a blue circle, bring it towards the rifts. Don't go directly into it. Get near it. And he also has a wide AoE cone. Don't die.
Thank you. So you said bring it toward the rift.
Yeah, toward, but don't like go directly into it.
Go into the rift.
Cone, cone.
You've been afflicted with void corruption.
Yeah, bring it near the wrist.
Oh, I'm getting sucked into the rift.
Sir.
me glad me have blink.
Do it again.
Wait, does it actually matter if you put it next to the thing?
Yes, because it will fill the arena and you'll never be able to do anything.
Yeah, so you just kill him before he fills the arena.
That's you guys' job.
Yeah. Oh, what was that?
That was a trinket for you, right?
That was a trinket?
That was a trinket.
Charge the crystal to summon a rift that draws power from nearby enemies, inflicting blah shadow damage. Wait, shadow damage?
Yeah. By the way, do leave instance group, not leave group.
Leave group. Group is left. Okay. Gadoosh. I kind of want to try Jollof rice. What is Jollof rice?
Jollof rice is pretty.
I tried this game for a couple hours and got bored pretty quickly. Yeah, it doesn't help if you don't have any appreciation for like the story, I would say, because in that regard, a lot of MMOs just have the problem of like go fetch, and that's kind of what they just make you do. I can't believe I got 2 drops. That was wild.
Realistically, gotta throw the rookery in.
Why?
Because benefit from also drops in there.
Ow.
Higher EXP.
Oh, just got sucked into a cutscene. I'm gonna have to skip it. And of course it pulled me out into this. Wait, this is the stone vault again.
Yep. It's a 50-50 between this and the rookery.
Oh. Eric now. Aye, the stone vault.
I want to try
Beastie.
this mac. I want to try this mac and cheese.
And Q's DPS, you actually have
Back to
time
WoW?
for it.
Yep. My god. Of
Right,
course
maybe
this
I-
happens right as I... Really?
Wow.
I was about to say, did you bring those guys in here with you?
What, the meteors?
Or log?
No, the meteors were me. That's one of my arcane procs. For some odd reason is a fucking, like, meteors. I think it's because it's one of the hero talents.
What? Alright, let's go fight Edna.
Nope. You know get no Edna.
You don't even know when Edna was manufactured.
What?
That's right, I said it.
I didn't hear what you said.
I don't care that you hurt your elbow.
Why are you talking about my weenus?
What?
Got him.
The hell? Go fight Edna.
No, you. Oh, damn it. I popped my shit. Why is like
Why is
people
it?
like targeting me?
What, with the sand thing or this?
The laser.
You don't randomly hit anybody?
Dominant intruder? So you're saying that we're dominant? Wait, what?
Watch your back, Creamy, I got you.
Ooh, a neck. Bro just keeps pulsing just like I am. What?
You need to be grounded.
You're already grounded. Ooh, more haste. 452 Ash.
Get in there. Get there, little man. You get in there.
Ash, we got friends. There we go. Arcane explosion. Fascinating, aye. You know, I keep forgetting that mirror images actually contributes to my damage. I need to start casting it more.
Today I reminded you about it. Did you use it since?
Oh no, I use it, but I just mostly... I got so used to using it defensively in the world.
Never thought about the offensive capability.
It's just I didn't have the time to. I end up just, like, having to use it pretty regularly due to the nature of Mage right now.
Crystals, please. Buddy level.
There we go. Schmork got dead. Wait, what? It's the same fucking boots! Remy, I suppose you can't use it, can you?
The boots? I can use the boots. What
Oh.
item level are they?
509.
That's an upgrade.
Okay. Here, let me. Where are you?
I'm at the cart.
Train. Yeah, it's the exact same boots I got last time. I was like, the fuck, man?
Got haste on it, which is my most important stat.
Yeah. It's the same thing for me. And I think anybody that does a lot of channels, haste is good for. Uh-oh. Ooh, it didn't get them. That's the only thing I don't like about that orb is it does go a little bit too far, even when you don't intend it. And most of the time I do.
For those of you in chat that know CAD for a very long time in his Final Fantasy days, this is my first time experiencing an MMO with him. And if this is how he acts as a DPS, I'm so afraid of the thing.
Oh, yes, you should be. It's more because I know most of the time when I can pull shit like that and when I can't.
You mean like the time in Molten Core when you died?
Wait, the time in Molten Core when I died. I didn't die in Molten Core.
Didn't you die in one of Molten Core?
No.
Listen, Ash, if the moment you lose aggro, you know you messed up.
See? Burning nose.
Yeah, because I had to play as a gladiator 14 demo. And tanking wasn't actually that bad.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say you may as well just go ahead and pre-pull. I interrupted her. I love that counterspell interrupts things that aren't spells. It shouldn't be that way, but it does.
Anything with a soft bar can be
Yep.
big.
Well, it's a good way to
Similar
force them to
FGO.
get in the group.
It's similar to FGO in a way where like stuff has like a border indicating it can't be like affected. So there's like hard casts with a shield around it, and then there's soft casts with
With the great return to WoW? Yeah, great. We'll go with the word great.
Alright, so I'm going over here. Both of them.
I don't know if it's
If you are in
intended,
the
but game
middle-
is muted. Is the game muted? Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that, chat. I didn't realize you guys couldn't hear.
Intruders detected. Defense protocols activated.
Okay, so what have we learned from last time?
Countermeasures on. Build it up.
They're both name speakers, so
Some personal.
you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. Again, more specific.
Look for another minecart. If it's here, you might as well use it, unless you'd
Wait,
rather
did
walk.
anyone even get loot off that? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
I wasn't even in the fight.
Wait, did you get locked out?
Got locked out.
That can happen in this?
Yeah. And I can still get damaged while being locked out, but I can't fight back.
Yeah, that's fucked. That happens a couple of times in 14 as well.
I'm out of range.
If you're locked out, you should. If you can't do damage, you should not be able to receive.
I agree.
There he is. Look at him. Beyond saving. This seems like poetic justice, but let's finish this.
God damn it. Bruh.
Grabbing the second group.
I'm not even sure if they actually are directed at anyone.
They start like that, but then they go like.
Yeah, the healer's struggling, it feels like.
I use mana, but I also use insanity.
Let me look.
You obey! Apotheosis!
Can't interrupt them.
Apotheosis!
Hello?
Yeah, he's going right away.
Ooh, dice. Oh, I hit 75. Sweet. Let me look at my build here real fast. Wherever the heck I put it. So my choices: Arcane Blast grants you haste. Probably good. No, never mind. We'll go with the Phoenix. The Phoenix. And that's doing dungeons in this game, chat. It's usually not that long. It's about like a, 15 to 30 minute affair. And it's just, oh god. Okay, you can throw me right in the frying pan. Maybe if you told me.
That's excluded, right? Depending on the wait till you get to the brewery. It's gonna be fun.
dungeons if you don't keep taking me to them.
Give me your train ticket. Your
Anduin,
ticket is valid.
your light.
I don't know. Is it?
What happened to it?
More shadows. We're trapped in here, aren't we?
No, I'm too busy
I'm no longer
in the shade.
worthy.
Let's go.
My brother, it
We
is
can do
not
this
hard
if
to
we
eat
stick
soup
together.
and play this game at the same time.
She's struggling.
Listen. We'll bang, okay?
Listen, one hand on mouse, other hand on spoon.
You mean keyboard?
The
Because I
light
don't
shines through you.
It's
what
okay
if
to
it goes
click
out?
if you're eating.
What if you failed
Is
your
it?
people?
Yes.
Is
Do you
that the
think I've
only
never
exception?
failed?
Yes.
I've never made
Alright,
mistakes.
50-50. It's either Wolverine or the Silver. Good boys.
I was never even supposed to be in California. I stowed away to escape a family that only ever saw me as a failure.
I may not go into this because the
Was it a mistake?
Okay, leave it if you need
I
to.
lost an
Finish
eye
that.
and an arm.
yeah,
for
it's just not like
Does that make me unworthy of the light?
yeah. What did Creepy say?
You rushed him the queue to eat.
I regret nothing.
Just let him eat then if he has
I
something
keep
to do.
fighting because in the darkness,
Listen, I've got a blue ball at the same
it's all we can do.
I'm in no rush to enter dungeons back to back. I'm happy questing.
It's not
No,
my
it's
nature.
fine. I'm just in the middle of a story quest and I'm worried it's gonna make me restart the whole thing.
You don't understand. I've
Yeah,
hurt
the
people.
spiders take so freaking long.
I was
Wait, are you
controlled
not
by
80 on that
darkness,
character? Creepy?
I thought you told me you enjoyed it.
Enjoyed hurting people,
Oh, you're same as me then.
or no longer being able to agonize over every thought and action.
Okay, come on.
My monitor
Having
died today,
doubt,
so I had to get a new one.
making mistakes.
Yeah.
None
Did you
of
actually
these
get one
make
though?
you unworthy, Anduin.
I got like a.
They
it was
light
on
your
sale
path forward.
for $4.99. It's not a great monitor, but it's a secondary monitor repair.
Oh my god, I hate quests where you
entrance.
just gotta wait on the NPCs to
gone.
talk and shit.
There really is no way out.
Enough of your illusions, Zalatath!
Oh, I like
I am-
Belador's light has returned.
Exhaustion. You get heroism time
Thank
up
you,
once saved.
Illyria. Despite
Okay, Ash, now you can
everything,
cue us.
the Orathi find joy.
Quick, Ash, Q, come on. Go, 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 go. Ash is never gonna queue with me ever again. I do hope we at least get the other one, but...
We owe our service to those in need.
Cutscene. Excellent. Let's see if it pulls us out, chat. Was she missing an
Join
arm?
me, please.
Yes,
You know the light is not with me.
There is no darkness so deep that the light cannot reach us. Just be here with me. Now, breathe.
Breathe. Wait, is it not pulling me into the dungeon?
Healer would be fine.
Oh, okay.
We cannot hide from evil. Be strong, my friend. Don't give in to fear. We need to return to Merodar.
Oh, yo.
I need
got
to
a
let
new
the general
headpiece.
know what happened here.
And
This
it's...
order of
okay, it's
night
actually
is
not the
no
worst
mere
headpiece
cult.
I've had.
The harbinger they speak of is Zalatath.
I look like I could operate a train, though. Means I actually have the train ticket. Oh, we got the other one? Let's go. I'm sorry, is this
The
a...
expedition
is this a
built the
brewmaster?
priory as a place to contemplate the mysteries of
brewmaster?
This
Merodar.
one I need you to not do the crazy pulse.
Do the crazy pulls?
But of late, The devotees have become secretive, hostile. The gods sought to kill you. Captain Dale
Bro,
cries
you're eating your
protected
soup with a
you.
fork?
Each of his lieutenants boasts his tactics.
You're eating macaroni
Draw them
soup?
away and defeat
You can still eat all that with a spoon.
Wait, huh? You ordered 2 things of pasta? Because macaroni's pasta.
What's his carbs?
I guess. He's on that healthy diet. Yeah, should I bring friend? Or a friend?
Dungeon is notorious for having
Listen, I know how to mistakenly pull. Okay. It's an art. Okay.
Shouldn't be an art, you know.
And they shadow walk me.
Not enough.
Shadow. Wait, what?
Walk on
Don't follow me yet.
I'm following. Because the rest of them are, so.
Hold this guy.
Damn. Do we have to pull everything? You know how I observed that I should be using my mirror images more? I haven't done it since I observed it. I don't know why.
Shame, ma'am. Your training grounds fall to the intruders.
Right here. Another mini.
Hmm?
Hey, there she is. Left side.
Well, the other dude ran off. Boom, get hit by me. Biatch. Why is there like suddenly no music? Kind of unsettling. Nothing bear trap?
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go here, and we're gonna skate the outer edge. We're not going down the path.
Going down fast. Not skating outer edge.
That's a whole lot of jabronis down there.
Don't worry, we'll accidentally pull them. Damn, I was really hoping my orb would get stuck. Oh, we got a whatever that is, an elemental. Now get no holy smite.
I need to target something first.
Tainer, the intruders defile the altar of the sacred flame.
Tainer? Bro ain't getting no spells off. So is that a monk or is that a shaman? Okay, I was gonna say I can't tell because it's just spinning constantly.
I see their gambit. They seek to ambush me without my lieutenants.
It just looks like whirlwind. That's all it reminds me of.
So heads up, he has an ability that will focus you and lock you down. You cannot move. You will be torn apart.
This is the true path for the Arathi.
Yo, I love being torn apart.
I die.
I'm getting torn.
Dalcry was an Arathi hero. How could
these still strikes, Blackie? God! God!
Let's go.
Alright. This is 2 sets of ads. There's Bronies over there, Bronies over there, and 2 here.
Yep, pull him.
Concentration bad.
What? Oh. Whoa. You're not kidding. I didn't realize it was like 5 of them stacked together.
They belong to that old fool sister Blaze.
I was like, oh, consecration barely hurts. Looks down, have 10% health, try to move, dies.
People will arise, and the Arathi will be mighty.
So? God.
Demonstrate your worth.
Boss in the middle has rotating
Those
hammers.
who oppose the Emperor will
They
fall
will still
at
kill
our
you
feet.
apart.
By
love
the
being
Emperor's will. By my holy hammer.
Hammers.
God.
By fire, I am healed. By my shield.
Dude, Black Mage wishes it had blink.
By my holy.
I need to target something first.
My first defeat.
You got a fist weapon, nice.
Warprey has warped the Priory from a place of contemplation to an uprising. Why?
Did I just
She
see
has
anime
always
paladin?
preached of the strength of the Emperor's will. But to turn against us is madness.
Dude, that concentrate, or is it concentrate, whatever it is, concentration, is so freaking, like, big. You're out of it, but you're in it.
Yep. This you want to stay behind me.
Sure. Sure.
It burns away weakness. Its blinding light reveals the strength. We Arathi will be the army of the risen. The Arathi will defeat the Nerubians, conquer Khazar and subjugate the world.
That light's on. Let him cast it.
No, such heresy. They defile the sacred flame by animating the dead. They are no better than the Kobis.
That group there.
Yeah, it just feels like it takes so much, like, just chip damage.
That's why people hate this dungeon sometimes on Mythic, because you have to kill everything in this room, or else the final boss will drag it up and fight it. Plus hurt. Which is why the strategy that I'm doing is the most effective. You kill either one hole of the right side or all of it. At least the three.
You see, like, I don't even know what was hitting me there. I wasn't standing anything, but I was watching my health go down.
Is two parts. Phase 1 is down here, phase 2 is up top. You will summon a laser, literally the hammer of dawn.
Sacred flame will cleanse your transgressions.
Burn.
And your friends.
Flames take you. By blaze be purified.
I don't know if there's anything you want me to interrupt. Oh my god, what the fuck?
He ran it onto you?
I still don't know why I'm taking damage. Is it, like, do they have like a reflection mechanic or something?
No, but there's a lot of herb break.
Well, we don't get to see the second part, guys.
Burn by sacred flame.
If I could get you, hold on. Let me
By
see if
blaze
I have
be purified.
I'm not close enough to you physically. Grab you. Sorry.
You'd have to get to the ledge.
Burn by sacred flame. The heat.
Yeah, there's a laser. I gotta dodge that real quick.
Flames take you.
Arms take you. I think you're close enough to the boss who's doing the AoE attack. Maybe.
The Empire will.
Right, I'm gonna revive you guys.
Burn.
Stay, don't release.
I got the.
It is done. These zealots no longer steer our faith towards destruction.
Now target.
All who take comfort in the
Feels
light of the
invalid.
sacred flame, thank you.
Oh, this is the end of the dungeon?
Oh boy, no loot.
Be like that.
It do be.
Piece of loot.
Alright though guys, I'm gonna end stream here with that dungeon. Let me see who I'll be on. I'll be on. I see a Mr. Fino. He's doing some Persona 3, so let me send you guys his way. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed. But yep, I'll try to be back tomorrow. Like I said, at least in the short term here, things should still be fine. But who knows long term. So again, though, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all the support as always, especially those of you guys that stayed till the end of the stream. I'll try to get those new emotes up and ready for you guys. And again, go give Mr. Fino my love and have a good one.